Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir?
My name's Bobby, and I am an addict.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Hey, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's stealing? Who's that?
Who's here? The Monday Night Meltdown is back and begun. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between from Costa Rica to California, Montreal to Minnesota. The Meltdown is on. Let's rock and or roll and motherfucking rage. A lot of stuff to get to here this evening. And as you can see, my voice is as calming and as smooth as it ever is. But we're ready to roll here tonight. A lot of stuff going on. I'm trying not to kill myself while I watch this NBA basketball game right now, or at least I'm trying to stay awake, trying to watch this NBA basketball game. It's 68-55, and I don't know. The game's so fucking. I've never seen a basketball game where a team scored 68 points in the first half and the game sucked. Like, all right, it was, they put up 69 points in the second quarter. I'm on the over. That's good. Like, I'm on the over and I'm still bored. I'm watching this. I'm like, holy fuck, this is boring. You guys make us wait 4 days in between motherfucking games for this shit? Terrible. It's terrible. Fucking boring as fuck. Boston Celtics have gone on a little run. Oh, dogs barking now as soon as the show started. yeah, I'm sorry, people. I'm back. Poor neighbors. I just heard them walking kind of hard above. They're like, fuck. He was fucking gone for fucking 5 nights. It was beautiful. That's right. I'm back, bitches. Man, that dog barks all the motherfucking time, man. That dog's always barking. I don't care. He can bark. Just don't complain when I bark. It goes both ways. Yeah. But basically, yeah, the neighbors were probably hoping I was fucking gone. Did he move out? He hasn't. We haven't heard him yelling in the hall. They can hear me in the hallway, especially now. I've got no carpets in my hallway. They're renovating, so it's especially loud in the hallway. They're like, son of a bitch, that motherfucker's back. That's right, we're back. And we came bringing heat. Soprano, you're like the TV show. You're gone. You're deader than the show. It's nice to see that the arsenal is still ready to go. It's been a couple of days since we've had to use it. This year we come back. Well, it took about 2.5 minutes to boot somebody out. Welcome back, Morency. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so listen, we're on the Cleveland Cavaliers. We laid the points. We're on the over in the basketball game. I want to win money. I'm not here to just be stupid, so I'm not going to just do anything for the sake of doing it right now. As far as the second half, who knows, man? Cleveland could fuck this up. I don't think they will, but they could. They could. So let's just, we got to worry about this right now. We're on the under in the hockey game. We're on the Tampa Bay Lightning. We were on the Washington Nationals. Could be a good night, but the night's not done yet. So let's just get through this. Let's just get through this right now. We're not going to force anything on the in game here on the basketball right now, but I do have a late night play for you I like the Los Angeles Dodgers. Walker Buehler on the hill tonight. Yeah, I know it's minus 175, minus 180. It's going up right now. First pitch is coming up here. I liked it parlayed with the St. Louis Cardinals, of course. We told you guys this earlier in the day. We gave you this pick earlier in the day, the Cardinals and the Dodgers, but I don't know. I can't come to your house and fucking tell you who I'm picking. You got to tune in or follow me online, etc. So the Cardinals are up 5-0, but Dodgers coming up right now. Dodgers are on a 4-game win streak right now. Dodgers are on a 4-game win streak right now, and they won the last game on Thursday in Florida, and then they swept the Washington Nationals over the weekend. Now they're back home. They get the Colorado Rockies tonight, and I think the Dodgers are going to go on a run right now. I expect the Dodgers to go like fucking 12-2 or something like that, or 18-3 over the next 20 games. Now, maybe not that extreme, but you get where I'm going with this. Now, remember the Washington Nationals were 12-16, and they've been on a motherfucking tear. It's sort of like an alcoholic or a degenerate gambler. Sometimes, you hit rock bottom, and there's only, you can only go up. I think the Dodgers hit rock bottom in Florida last week. It was their worst start, man, since they moved to fucking LA. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, you can go from it's good. We're the Dodgers. Don't worry about it. It's still May. To like, listen, guys, this is our worst start since 1948, all right? Like, we've got a fucking problem. Like, this is the worst start in 52 years or whatever it was. And, then, like I said, they won that last game on Thursday, and then they swept the Nationals. Now, remember last year, the LA Dodgers, they started off slow as well, the Dodgers. Then they went on a fucking tear, man. They were like 46-4 or something like that on a 50-game run. And then they lost like 17 in a row. Like I said, they're the only team in the history of Major League Baseball, and baseball's an old sport. They're the only team in the history of Major League Baseball to have winning streaks of 15 games or more and losing streaks of 15 games or more in the same season. Hockey game is 1-0 right now. In-game total is 2.5, minus 300 to the over, plus 225 to the under. Let's hold off on this as well and see where it goes. They get to a 1.5, we'll jump in. This is where instead of just getting reckless and clicking everything, you got to hold back and wait. It's like, all right, we'll wait for an opportunity here. Most likely an empty netter. Maybe Tampa ties it. Let's see how long they linger with the 2.5 up on the board in the minus 290 range to the over right now. So it's going to be a couple of minutes before they drop this. If you want to play it, if you're a real degenerate, you want to lay something down right now. How about let's play no goal? I'm like, let's be patient. Let's not be a degenerate. But this is a prop that I do like to play. Let's go no goal in the next 7 minutes. Nothing major. Just a little play here. No goal until the 10-minute mark here. No goal until the 10-minute mark. As somebody who has Tampa Bay, I'd rather if Tampa scores. If Washington scores the next couple of minutes, I'll be pissed off. If Tampa scores, then it's like, well, all right. And we've got under 6 in this game. That's our big play here. We got under 6, and I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't really been paying that close attention to this game. I've been watching the basketball more, and I've gone in and out of my condo like 13 times. I keep forgetting things. So, and like a fucking moron, I went to the post office tonight. It's a fucking holiday. I don't know, man. I don't have holidays, so I don't fucking know when it's a holiday or not. The fuck am I supposed to know it's a fucking holiday? Fucking holidays. All right, so it's great to be back. It's great to be back in the mix here. Great time on Thursday night at HFX Sports Bar. Thanks to the people that came down. I can tell you that the people that were at our show, the Homicide show on Friday night, aren't tuning in right now. Although in St. John, New Brunswick, I was actually surprised how many people came up and said they actually currently listen to the radio show and stuff. So shout out to people in St. John and into Halifax. Now, if you're wondering why my throat is fucked, is because my band Homicide, what's up, April? My band Homicide played a couple of shows, plus I rehearsed a bunch of times there. And we played in some real dumps. So not exactly strong PA systems. So I had to scream even more so than I normally do. But it was a fun time. Fun time down there. Now, I always say this, and it's sort of like me always saying, I'm not going to go on. I got to fucking, thanks, Javier Castro. So, I always say after these trips, and what's up, Hockey 99? No, my voice wouldn't be shot. It would just always be like this. I've toured more often in the past, Alex. Drusilla editor's note. Oh, looks like Corey is Hockey 99. All right, listen, we're just back right now. I don't have time for arguments in the chat here. Kylo Ren says, come to PEI. Bro, I was as close as I'm going to get. I don't know how many times I can go back to the Maritimes. I hear nice things about PEI, though. Beautiful golf courses. So, yeah, great weekend throwing it down. The weed was very good in Halifax. April's got great hookups. Yeah, the weed was very, very good. Potent, it was good. Strong weed. Strong weed. So as I was saying, I always say after, I'm not going on these trips anymore. And you guys got to understand, I already talked about it today. You guys aren't tuning in to hear me talk about punk rockers and shit, but I've been hanging with punk rockers and metalheads and sleeping on floors and fucking, hanging in places that I haven't even considered stepping into in the last 25 years. Like, if Homicide's going to come back, I'd do it like we were playing in fucking nice venues and shit like that. This was not one of those deals. But we got paid pretty well. So that was pretty cool. We got paid pretty well. But it was rough. It was rough on the body. It's rough on everything. But I can't lie. And a part of me wishes it wasn't true, but I can easily fucking morph right into that world into Lemmy. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, the first night I drank in Halifax was that show that we did at the bar here, the SBR show. Friday, I felt like shit, fuck. Friday night, I got fucking fucked up, man. I did a lot of stupid things, fuck. I got fucked up. And Saturday, I felt fine. Then Saturday night, I got really fucked up again because I had no choice. I was sleeping in a venue, fuck. There was 180 punk rock kids all fucking on speed running around. It was fucking cranking fucking punk and metal and shit. It was like the episode, like I said, if you've ever seen the episode of Quincy MD in the old days in the 70s, there's a punk rock episode. Fucking dudes talking about shooting each other with shotguns and feuds and fucking this guy's barred and chicks are spitting on each other and fucking they're fighting and then they're kissing each other and they're fucking some dude hung himself on our stage. Yeah, a guy hung himself. Fuck. Like a lot of fucked up shit happened. It's taken me I didn't even tell the stories last night because I was sort of in culture shock about everything still. Like it's sort of coming back to me now. I'm like, holy fuck, that was fucked. At the time, it was just sort of normal. Yeah, some kid, no, he didn't die. No, he didn't commit suicide. He was fucking around. We have a song called Bring Back the Rope, and we had a rope with a noose on the stage. We had a rope with a noose on the stage, and a kid jumped up on the stage, and he fucking put the rope around his neck and jumped off the stage. I thought he was just fucking around at first. I looked, I'm like, holy shit, he just jumped off the stage with the noose around his neck. I was thinking, that's going to be a lawsuit. That's a lawsuit. I remember thinking, that's not good. I was like, wow. I really thought that I really thought I was done with those days, but no. No, this isn't a Brewer shirt, Ken. It's a Morency shirt. I'm not kidding. This is Team Morency softball jersey. One of my many websites over the years. One of my yeah, like we had our own team. We had like a Morency sports team. Morency sports softball. We wanted to play like other media stations and shit, but they didn't want us to they didn't want to play us, fuck. Like we wanted to play against TSN and Sportsnet and stuff, but of course they were scared. You're scared, man. Yeah, so it's great to be back. My apologies to SPR. Last week the computer blew up. We were on the road. It was always something. We missed Friday night show. No, we had the Don Carbone. The Don Carbone guys were our softball team as well, Drew. So the thing with them is they had blood on their bats. they had blood on their bats when they showed up. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I nearly got into a fist fight with a hotel manager. Yeah, we'll recap the trip real quick and we'll move on here. I got into a near fight with a manager of a hotel. I got a beef going with Expedia right now where I think they complained about me. I complained about him. They double complaint here. I went to another motel / fucking student dormitory in which I immediately got a noise complaint. Kid hung himself on our stage. I went to some crazy, I played a show under a Quickie Mart in a fucking like basement where like people you'd think being held hostage. I went to some fucking nut job fucking house party after where I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done. I don't want to talk about. I then went to St. John, New Brunswick, fended off homeless zombies, hung out with a bunch of punk rockers, slept about 10 hours in 4 days. I had no TV, no cell phone, and no Wi-Fi. All I'm going to say is yeah, mistakes were made, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. There's no regrets. You know, it's as McCursey said, man. I try to get the most out of my life. Yeah, no, I didn't get a sleeping bag. Brian stole the sleeping bag. I got I had a Star Wars fucking blanket. I had a Star Wars blanket on a smelly ass. I can't even describe it. Like, I'm amazed. Like the fire station didn't shut this place down. Like they were telling people, don't fucking mosh too hard. The ceiling's gonna collapse and shit. It was like one of those deals. Like the place is gonna collapse. Like it's being shut down and shit. Yeah, I had a Star Wars blanket. but yeah, it was yeah, I wouldn't suggest you doing the cocaine in Halifax. So I've heard. Halifax is weird, man. Halifax is sort of like, you know, like pubs and fucking hipsters with beards and sort of, you know, girl next door looking uptight chicks. This is unbelievable. Washington just scored, but we won the bet by 2 seconds. They scored at 9:58. We had it until the fucking 10-minute mark. Or did I just lose by 1 second? No, 9:59. Are you kidding me? Did I just lose by 1 fucking second? I'm gonna have a heart attack here. No, I won by 1 second. Holy fuck. I won by 1 second. I had until 59 and it was at 58. Holy shit. I won by 1 second. I just won. I saw there's a check mark. I won 1 second. Holy shit. I looked up, I was like, I think I'm going to win this bet. And then I'm like, oh my God, they're about to score. And then they scored. I was like, oh, did I just win or lose by 1 second? Fuck. That's yeah, never in doubt. Boom. Hey. That's a little bit of payback and justice because if you guys remember when I did the live show in Halifax that night, I lost the fucking under by fucking 1.3 seconds. Same shit. Yeah, it was a small play though. What up, Andrew Jameson? It was a small play though. Exactly. You remember. Thanks, William McCall. You were there. You remember. Thank you. Exactly. You remember that empty net goal? That was a bad beat right there, man. It doesn't. I had more money on that, of course, but well, hey, it's like Joey Odessa always said: you take it, you get it. It is what it is. What up, Johnny Kicknuts? Yeah, the empty net goals are a hideous bitch goddess, aren't they? The empty net goals are a hideous bitch goddess. All right, so as I was saying, I always say I'm not going to do any of these trips or anything like that for a little while, but homicide, we got no homicide gigs coming up for a little while. We got to record it, and we're not doing this to play these bars. This is just an anomaly. So I'm not going to say my next trip personally is not going to be until the IFBC in Las Vegas, but I'll tell you what, that's coming up around the corner, man. Before we know it, what's up, Pittsburgh Brew? Before you know it, it's going to be. Before you know it, it's going to be June. Yeah, there's no rest for the wicked. I got to keep the pedal to the metal. So yeah, we're not. Time's going to be here. Boom, it's going to be June, then July. Bam. So IFBC, people. IFBC, no excuse. You have a lot of time to plan it. You can have the plane tickets are way cheaper. Here's my boy Kyle Hamburg. Can't wait to see you. Yeah, I think sports betting starts this weekend in Jersey over at Monmouth Racetrack on the 28th, I think, or 20. They made it 26 or whatever, 26. We'll find out later in the week, Javier, but I think it starts this week. We'll see Kyle Hamburg. We miss you, Kyle. All these road trips recently. You wouldn't have liked this one though. So, yeah, we'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada. Am I going to be speaking? Yes. Yes, I will be speaking at the IFBC August 24th through 26th. August 24th through 26th, guys. So basically, Friday, everyone shows up in Vegas, and there's just sort of a meeting, Friday night. People have some drinks. Hey, what's up, everybody? You know what I mean? Little meet and greet and party. Last year, the meet and greet party in Costa Rica turned into everybody got fucking wasted. It went for me. I swear to God, guys, that was the night we met Johnny Manziel, and I met Kyle for the first time and everything. And Chris Edge. It was the Thursday night there in Costa Rica, right? And I was speaking Friday morning. And I didn't even know the SBR guys. I just met them for the first time. I knew Zach a bit, and they invited me down. I was like, man, these people are flying me here to speak and shit. I'm not going to fucking get all wasted the night before I speak. So I was all like Johnny professional when I get there. Everyone was having drinks at first. Like right away, people started getting wasted. Like all that Kyle, all these guys and everyone. And I was like, no, I'm just going to smoke weed. So I got weed right away. And I was just smoking weed. And then I fucking broke down, man. I looked around. I was like, well, it's not like this fucking conference. I was like, everyone's fucking wasted here. Everyone's going to be hungover anyway. So I was like, I might as well. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take it easy. I ended up getting fucking wrecked that Thursday night at the casino in Costa Rica. Fucking Friday, I'm sweating like a motherfucker. I'm hungover like fuck in the morning. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm all hungover, fucking sweating in Costa Rica. And then that Friday night, like I just said about mistakes were made, we can't even really get into stories about what happened that Friday night in Costa Rica. We got real fucked up that night. A lot of mistakes were made. Basically, ask Kyle Hamburg. Kyle Hamburg asked me after, he goes, man, why did you just get into a stranger's car? I got into a stranger's car in a shady corner in downtown San Jose, Costa Rica, on a real shady street. People after are like, Morency, it's not the best idea. I was like, fuck, he was offering something. Sounded like a good deal. Yeah, so that was Costa Rica, but now, so IFBC comes to Vegas. So basically, this is the gist of it, all right? We're going to Las Vegas, Nevada on Friday, August the 24th. We're going to meet up, and we're all going to get wasted on the Friday night. On Saturday, you're going to come and watch people like me who are hungover give a fucking my best bet totals for the year. And I did good last year at the conference. I've already got a few teams circled. So I'm already thinking about it. I'm a pro. I'm already thinking about this shit. I might be hungover, but I'm a pro. I'll have my speech. I'll have everything ready. I'm going to have all my picks and everything ready to go. And this year it's going to be even cooler because last year I wasn't doing my show yet on SBR. That's when we came to know each other and did the deal and everything. So this year I will do a speech on the Friday, or sorry, on the Saturday. On Saturday. And on that Friday night, we will do the Friday Night Freak Show live this time. Last time I did my own show live, just popped up in the lobby and shit like that. But this time it'll be more organized. We're going to have all the SBR guys there. I'll be able to fucking bug fucking Loshak in person again. Loshak's going to be there, and Loshak's going to have a pick, and I'm going to ask him, fuck, how much did you put on the ticket? Show us the ticket. That was the best Super Bowl weekend in Costa Rica when I said, how much is a unit? He goes, that's a personal question. I said, it's not that personal. I said, how much is a unit? I said, you're putting, he goes, a quarter unit, a half unit on this prop, a quarter unit. I said, well, that's all good, but how much is a unit? Like, what are you putting, like, how much? He goes, I'm not going to tell you that. I was like, well, why don't you just tell me? I said, I just told you, I just put $200 on this fucking prop. Like, here it is. Like, remember I showed you, it's like, there, I'm not there. He asked me how much I bet, $200. I bet $200 on fucking Tom Brady's completions. I love Loshak. I'm not busting Loshak's balls. I'm just telling you, it was fucking hilarious. It just started off so casually. Me and Loshak get along well. Like it was all in good fun. But like, you guys remember, if you guys were watching the Super Bowl, we're talking about all of our props and shit right before the Super Bowl. And Loshak starts giving these fucking, like I said, he's like quarter unit on this prop, half a unit on this, 1 unit on that. And I was like, how much is a unit? What does that mean? He fucking got pissed. What do you mean, what does it mean? I was like, well, how much is a fucking unit? Well, that's a personal question. I'm like, it's not that personal, fuck. Yeah, Jimmy the Bag bets $200 on every game. That's Jimmy's deal. That's a good point with Jimmy in therapy. Jimmy's a great guy. Jimmy, that's the thing. You'll notice Jimmy, we got to get Jimmy the Bag on the show. Yeah, I like Jimmy. You know, the thing with Jimmy the Bag is Jimmy the Bag will fucking be like on this big high. You'll see him on Twitter and shit, fucking like tweeting gifts of money. He's like fucking 6-0, 200 a game, plus fucking $1,150, bitches. He's like loving life. And then you'll see Jimmy will have like 2-3 days in a row where he loses at 200 a game. And he's just bitter as fuck, man. Life's terrible. It's rough down here. Fucking, I love like the roller coaster of his Twitter feed from he's the man to like, oh, like when we were there, remember like the Super Bowl, he wanted to fucking jump off the balcony. He was depressed as fuck, man. Remember he had his head down. He was like, oh, fuck. He was like, I'm terrible. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot. Fucking. So, Jimmy's a funny guy. All right, so 2-0 in this hockey game. Jimmy the Bag after the Super Bowl. Jimmy the Bag after the Super Bowl was in like my wife's gonna leave me mode and shit, if you remember. He's like, my wife's gonna leave me. I'm finished. My life's falling apart. I've been there. I've been there. I told you, my biggest breakdown was after the Super Bowl. Super Bowls can do it to you. I broke down after the Super Bowl in Vegas one year. Fuck. It's funny because I've lost more money on games and didn't break down, but that Super Bowl broke my will, man. That fucking Super Bowl was Baltimore and San Francisco. I had lost a lot of money, man. I remember I was standing on my balcony on Vegas. I lived high up too. And I got into that, man. I was like, man, my life is terrible. I was like, this fucking sucks. And fucking, I started throwing shit and fucking, I wasn't like in like fucking ball mode, but I was like fucking like sort of shaking and erratic and shit. My eyes were all watery. I was like, fuck this and fuck that. It's fucking bullshit. I'm fucking smashing things. I'm smashing things. And then fucking my boy Bronx Bomber was there with me in Vegas, and Shell Dog was there. And they're like, bro, you got to calm down, man. Check your pocket. Check your pocket. Fuck. So I'm checking my pocket, and they're like, you have a lot of props that you won, all right? Calm down. And I'm pulling out tickets, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a winner. I'm like, oh, that's a winner. And I'm sort of like a kid, fucking Christmas. It's been given a toy. He feels better. I was like, all right, it's not so bad, I guess. And I'm like, ah. And then 10 minutes later, I'm right back to those fucking cocksuckers. Then I went back to the casino. in a rage, fuck. I was at the Stratosphere, and a mini riot broke out of the Stratosphere after that Super Bowl. People were not happy. And the San Francisco 49er fans wanted to fight and beat up anybody that won money that had Baltimore. And I'm not going to lie, I was part of the San Francisco crew. And it got ugly. Like, it was ugly. I actually took my jacket off and fucking threw it in a garbage can. I was in the Strat. I was like, fuck, I hate this jacket. I ripped this jacket off. And I remembered I wore that jacket the night in Miami, Florida at the fucking national championship game. I lost fucking $6,000 that night. I had $12,000 on the over and $6,000 on Florida, and I fucking lost, fuck. All right, Florida covered, but the game didn't go over. And I was wearing that stupid Adidas blue jacket. You notice I don't have that jacket anymore. I remember I used to have a nice blue Adidas Memphis jacket. Yeah. I wore that fucking jacket too many times. Too many bad memories with that jacket. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. So it's going to be Friday get together. Saturday is basically the main conference, and then Sunday a couple of speeches as well. And I'm going to tell them there's no way in hell I could be doing any fucking sort of Sunday speech. I'll be done by then. The thing is, San Francisco 49er fans were all gangbangers and shit in Vegas. You know, Colin Kaepernick was popular and Harbaugh. And so speaking of Harbaugh, and for the record, I am a Michigan fan. But speaking of Harbaugh, 94-81 in this basketball game with 10 minutes left. In-game total. Yeah, they're going to pull their goalie, Pittsburgh Brew. They will. Down 2 goals, they'll pull their goalie. I guarantee you they pull the goalie. I don't see any in-game right now on this. There's only 2 minutes left. Dodgers and Rockies still scoreless into the third inning right now. Basketball, the in-game total is 221.5. It's at 96.83 right now. So what's that? 179, 21, 40 points. Fuck, it's tough. I don't want to ruin my fucking win already here. And the net is now empty. They pulled a goalie with 149 left. Holy shit. It was a sure empty netter that was about to happen. He just missed. Pittsburgh Brew, you need that goal too, don't you? Holy fuck. I don't know how he didn't score there. I don't know how that didn't go in. I want to see the replay of that. Look at this. Look at this. He really tries. It's like, oh my God. Oh no, it wasn't his fault. It was number 18 on Tampa Bay. Stopped it. Man, Backstrom was like, I'm going to score. Like, but you don't see guys really try that hard for the empty net. Backstrom was trying. He made a play. He's like, I was like, holy fuck, he's going to score. Just as he's about to just sort of put it in the empty net, fucking number 18 on Tampa fucking poke checked it. Palat with the poke. Now listen, you've got an opportunity for the empty netter here still. You've got an opportunity for the empty netter here still. Yeah, all right. So as I was saying about Harbaugh, and I'm a Michigan fan, sort of correlated to Harbaugh fucking costing me fucking like $8,000 and make me want to jump off my balcony. The misery that I'm starting to feel as a Michigan fan. Listen, I'm not anti-Harbaugh. I'm not like one of these guys say, oh, fuck Harbaugh and shit like this. But, you know, I see that Harbaugh is taking the team on a South African safari next year. Or even now in a couple of months. I don't know. It's hard to keep up. They go to France. They go to Rome. It's like, you know, maybe you guys should go on a safari to fucking Ohio and beat Ohio State for fucking once. How about beating Michigan fucking State instead of taking the Michigan football team to Rome? Well, we're going to fucking Rome and shit. Fucking Urban Meyer and Saban have our fucking two-a-days going and stuff. Here you go. Here you go. They can't fuck this up. Boom. Listen, I totally understand the team bonding, and I also get the university experience of seeing other things and stuff. Yet it's too much. It's to the extreme. It's to the extreme. It doesn't make us a better football team. It costs a lot of money. And you know, I don't see how fucking going to South Africa on a fucking safari is going to win us football games. And that's the whole point, Harbaugh. I mean, to you, you can talk. That's what classes are for. That's what the student. That's what the teachers are for. You know, like I said, I'm not saying, and I totally get it. You know, all teams do this and shit. A lot of teams have like college basketball teams. I'll go on these trips now, and it's part of the recruiting. Even like, what's the perk, and do I get this out of it and stuff? But it just seems to me that if you're Harbaugh, who's fucking 1-4 against Michigan State and Ohio State, stop worrying about like, you know, this fucking running this sort of first-class operation and win some fucking games, man. Win some fucking football games. Like I said, you haven't beaten fucking Ohio State once, fuck. You've been to Rome and South Africa, though, a couple of times. I mean, what the fuck is this? Are you fucking Anthony fucking Bourdain, or are you a fucking football coach? What is this? Fucking Jim Harbaugh, parts unknown? You gonna have a fucking show on CNN? Fucking Harbaugh's going to go to Iran and smoke fucking hash with the Ayatollah. Fuck. Like I said, go on a fucking safari to Ohio and win a fucking goddamn football game. How's that sound, coach? The fuck, Bo Schembechler. You're supposed to be the second coming of Bo Schembechler. The team wasn't fucking, we're going to Johannesburg. And what the fuck is this? Fuck, what are we, fucking Pele? Is this the fucking movie Victory? What are we doing here? I don't understand. We're a college football team, fuck, all right? We're a college football team. You want to go on a trip, fuck, take them to the fucking Grand Canyon for fucking 2 days. All right, so let me ask you guys, I wasn't looking. What do you think of my Harbaugh take? What do you think of my Harbaugh take? Do you have a problem with Michigan going to Rome and South Africa and France every fucking year? Another thing is, too, let's not forget, the people of Michigan are fucking poor. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are just sort of rubbing it in there, you know what I mean? Like I said, wouldn't this money be better off spent? How about you donate the fucking money to poor kids in fucking Detroit or something? Like, what are the boosters paying for? Where are you guys staying? I'm sure you're not staying in a fucking youth fucking hostel. You're probably staying at the fucking Sheraton and shit in fucking France and shit. The Chateau Sheraton. I know, it's just that, you know, think about it. I want to get all fucking Bernie Sanders here, but think about it. You guys are in Michigan. You're already a rich-ass fucking school. Your coach makes like $10 fucking million a year. You're already like filthy rich and arrogant, Michigan. Everyone around you is poor. And now you're like, oh, yeah, and our kids fucking go to Rome and South Africa and shit. Meanwhile, you fly back home over a fucking poorest city in America. Fucking people can't even drink fucking water that are your fans and shit. You know, like, really. Why don't you take that fucking money that you spent going to fucking Johannesburg and help the people of fucking Flint, fuck? Like I said, I'm just thinking, listen, you know what I like Harbaugh doing? I like Harbaugh. I like Harbaugh going into Florida. I like Harbaugh's satellite camps where he goes in, he shows up to Louisiana, he's like, fuck you. And like Harbaugh found a way around recruiting, he runs a free football camp. You know, I like that Harbaugh. That's the smart Harbaugh. That's the competitive Harbaugh. I don't like this fucking, I don't know. I was going to say Barack Obama Harbaugh. Like, oh, we got to teach the kids culture and we got to do this. No, we don't. Fuck. That's what they go to school for. That's the whole point of the fucking school. It's not your fucking job, fuck, to take this fucking kid to Johannesburg. Exactly. Like Jazz has said, fucking South African safari. There's like, you know how many guys are on that fucking football team? How many people are going on the safari? Like 100 fucking people? 125 people? Gonna cost like $1 million or something, this shit. Whatever, the boosters are gonna pay for it. Fucking Cleveland's not pulling away suddenly here. Whatever. They're up by 11. They're up by 9. My bad. They're up by 9 with 6.5 left. Hey, listen, Harbaugh's got Shea Patterson now. Harbaugh's got Shea Patterson now. No excuses. He's finally got a quarterback. I think Michigan are going to be good, actually. And for the record, all that Michigan. So get this. Notre Dame opened up as a 7-point favorite earlier today. So we'll get to this. Some college football lines were released, guys. We got some college football lines if you want. They were already loosely out there, but we got some lines that Vegas lines were released today for some college week 1 college football, including the weekend that we're going to be there, guys. We've got college football IFBC weekend. Oh, we'll get to that a little bit later on. So Michigan opens up. Notre Dame opens up 6 at one spot, 7 at another. I think it was 6 down at the Westgate and 7 over at South Point. Notre Dame Fighting Irish and Michigan Wolverines. And I'm a Michigan fan, so when I say we, I shouldn't say we, I should say they, but we renew the rivalry. They're renewing the rivalry. We renew, Notre Dame and Michigan are playing each other again. Unfortunately, of course, with our luck, we got to fucking go there first. Fuck. So Michigan's opening up our season. We're playing week 1 at fucking Notre Dame. And Notre Dame opened up as a 7-point favorite today. The number was bet down to a pick'em. It was bet down to a pick'em and -1. And in Vegas right now, at the spot, that game is a pick'em at some spots. And Notre Dame is -1, I think, at South Point now. Like someone's saying in the chat here, he's right. People jumped in all right away. People jumped in today. Guys were running to the window betting Michigan +7 today if they could get it in that football game. Massive line move week 1. And it's funny, too, because get this. I saw a couple of days ago, there's this guy. His name is, what's his name? Fuck. Damn. I don't know. His name will pop in my head. Anyways, the guy used to be the editor over at Phil Steele. And he's a buddy of Mark Lawrence's. Ralph Michaels. See, I told you I'd remember. Ralph Michaels. Yeah, this Ralph Michaels guy is a smart guy, man. You follow this Ralph Michaels guy on Twitter, sharp guy. So, this Ralph Michaels guy, I saw him tweet out 2 days ago. He said, this is what I say the fucking line should be. He goes, according to my power ranking, and this guy knows college football. He said, according to my power rankings, Michigan should be -2-point favorites at Notre Dame. And the books open it up at 7 and 6, and then boom, look, the public makes it. And don't be surprised that Michigan's a 2-point favorite by the time that game starts. All the money's going to come in on Michigan now. Don't forget, Michigan always started off the season strong. We kicked the shit out of Florida Gators last year in week 1, if you remember. You know what the difference is? Shea Patterson. Shea Patterson. The fact that the Michigan Wolverines have Shea Patterson now makes everything different. They've got a quarterback. They've got a quarterback. $100-89 with 5 minutes left. You know what's crazy? The Cleveland Cavaliers are only up 11 points right now, but Boston just looks depleted. As much as I just bitched about Harbaugh going to South Africa, Michigan is I'm telling you guys, I'm a realist when it comes to Michigan. I'm very hard on Michigan football. Like Michigan basketball and Michigan football, if they were my kids, Michigan basketball is the kid that can get away with more with me. You know what I mean? I love them both. I love you both, but the football team, it's like, you disappoint me. It's like, son, you disappoint me. My basketball kid is like, you know what? You're doing a great job, man. You're doing good. You know. It's like, you know, my basketball kid's like, I'm sorry, Dad. You know, I did the best I can in my exam. It's like, you did a great job. You know, we made it to the Final Four. The football son is like, fuck you, disappoint me. You talk shit all the time. It's like fucking Bobby Knight. I'm sick and fucking tired of losing to Purdue. Fuck. Sick and goddamn tired of being 8-10 in this goddamn fucking conference. And I mean, you will not put me in this fucking position again. It's the best. Bobby Knight's embarrassed. I got to walk around with an 8-10 fucking record in this goddamn fucking conference. I mean, you will not fucking put me through this ever again. Yeah, I wouldn't mind these fucking safaris and stuff like that. Maybe if we won. Who do we get embarrassed by in the bowl game, this past bowl game? I don't even want to remember. Fuck. Who was it? Florida State? Said Florida State kicked this. Who beat us in the bowl game? I don't even want to remember the bowl game. I don't even want to remember the damn bowl game. Who beat us in the bowl game? Somebody fucked us up. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick, so was it South Carolina? Thanks, Sean Crane. Yeah, that was another bowl game, Kansas State. Holy fuck. This basketball game's down to 7 and shit. Down to 9. Okay, so quick break right now. Let's go to the bathroom, get some water, smoke a bowl, do what you got to do. And on the other side, we got a surprise guest that we did not announce this evening because it was a late confirmation that he was going to join us. Anderker sent an apology today, but that's another story. Let's bring in the man known as the single dad. What grinds Tony Sincata's gears? Tony Sincata joins us on the Monday Night Meltdown. Great to see you, Tony. How you been?
I'm all right. I'm watching the Celtics. Every time they get a little close, they can't put it over the number. But I'll tell you what, I'm doing all right tonight in some fantasy. I played a one-game thing. I don't have a play.
I miss you talking fantasy, Tony, on a daily basis. So I imagine now the ladies of Jacksonville, Florida, the police department is probably saying, man, why are we getting so many more calls? Some dude flashing chicks and shit. And during the day, the police scanners are off the hook now, Tony, in Jacksonville.
You know what's crazy is I got to go pee all the time now, right? I drink a lot of water, but I always got to take a leak. And I drink some vodka, I drink some beer. So I just piss wherever I want, man. I'm driving down the road. I have to pull over, and I piss. So I'm definitely going to get one of these times, going to have the cops come up to me. But if they're arresting me and bugging me about taking a piss somewhere, I'm going to ask them if there's any other crime we can be working on besides me pissing.
All right, so we got a lot of people in the chat here giving you a shout out. Can you see the chat? Do you have that show? Do you have the show open?
No, I will right now though.
Yeah, right. I can send you the link if you don't have it. But here's guy. I miss Uncle Creepy Tony. A lot of people miss Tony on the radio show. So how you been? You've been crushing. It's only been a week or so since you and I talked, but I was on the road with the band, and you'd be proud of me, Tony. I did a lot of things you'd be proud of, actually.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. I was listening to the show a little earlier today. I'll tell you what, it's kind of crazy when you go back, right? And you go back. People say when you stop and then you go back to something, you pick up right where you left off, and then it only goes downhill from there.
Yeah, I can sort of believe. And it's funny too, because I'll put it this way: the morning after one of the days, one of the guys in the band looks over at me and he goes, you're not as picky as you used to be. And I was like, I didn't know what he was talking about at first. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, well, he goes, last night, And I was like, oh. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, and I told him, I said, you don't know the story, but I said, that was my Mark Gray slump buster.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was a Mark Gray slump buster story. It really was. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If people know the story, they know the story. If they don't, they don't. But I felt like I had to sort of take one for the team to change my luck and stuff, Tony. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and every once in a while, you got to do something for the fans, right? You got to do something for the fans, right? If she comes out, she pays her money for the show, get that little extra feel.
It's a very, 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 very good point. I was just being hospitable to my fans.
Yes.
Yeah. The Mark Gray Slumbuster. And it's funny you say that, actually, because, I fucking urinated in public, Tony, in 3 or 4 different cities and a couple of different territories and provinces over the last couple of days. I'm the king of pissing in public. That too. Like, we're getting older, and I got to drink water now and stuff. There's no choice but the water. And I got to tell you, I drank a lot of Moosehead beer. You got to try that beer, Tony. Real good stuff. Moosehead.
Moosehead beer. It has a lot of. It has a high alcohol value, right?
No, it's not actually. Well, listen, fucking Jewish wine has a lot of alcohol intake next to American beer. Moosehead's a good Canadian beer, though. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, actually.
Aaron Hicks just hit a bomb.
What's that?
Aaron Hicks just hit a home run for the Yankees.
I took a little shot on fucking Sabathia today.
You mean Cologne? They look alike. They're not the same person, Gabe. They're not all the same.
I know. Fat Puerto Ricans. One's Puerto Rican and one's Dominican, right?
I'll tell you what, I'm in a $200 tournament, and I think that if my guy Ferris Bueller can pull this win off, I think I got a shot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I missed breaking this shit down with you. Fucking.
It was great to hear
tonight, Tony. So Bryce Harper, 23 DK points.
Dude, how about Reynolds, though? You had him. I was
Mark Reynolds, 33 fucking points.
Yes.
33. Barrios, 33. I'm on Bueller as well right now. Fucking Dozier. This is where the fucking numbers and the projections got me. I really didn't like Dozier, but all the fucking projections. Best value pick of the night here. Look, 25% owned. Jack shit, 7 fucking points.
Seven's better than a stick in the eye but still you could have, William DeFeo got you 7 fantasy points tonight. One of the things that was real crazy about the show today is when you guys asked Drew Dinkmeyer, how many teams do you play? 150 teams.
You heard the segment today. Yeah. Basically, we were honest after telling people, listen, I don't know if we did the fucking fantasy industry any favors today, Tony. Like, I don't know if we're going to get any DraftKings sponsorship.
No.
Basically, I told everyone, you can't win. And I like Drew Dinkmeyer's honesty, and I'm sure some people are like, fuck, this guy's arrogant. But no, he wasn't. When he said, you're not going to beat me, fuck. You're not. And it's true. I'm putting together one lineup. Bro. I'm taking an hour. I put a lot of work in. I put an hour into the lineup. He's banging off 150 lineups with optimizers and fucking you heard it, Tony. It's unbelievable. You can't beat these guys. NFL football is the one that the public's got a shot because so many fucking people play it, and I really find that the projections don't work as much in football.
There was a couple things he said after that, though. He was on the money about. First of all, just because he plays 150 lineups doesn't guarantee he'll win. There's 100 people doing it. I would guess. Sort
of like someone thinking if I buy 1,000 lottery tickets, I'll win, right? Yeah.
So that's a skill in itself. What he's doing, and of course, he's done it better than everybody else. He's won $1 million twice, so you got to give him credit for what he's done. But I don't think it relates to the average guy out there. And I thought he had some good points after that. He mentioned 150. And it comes down, and I've been telling you guys this for a long time, it comes down to what kind of games you play, what kind of contest. And what he said is you got to get smaller eyes. You got to go after the $1,000, $2,000 prizes and not be going after these $1 million prizes.
Guys like me and Cam and shit, like he basically said. Yeah, he goes, guys, look, play in a tournament where you're going to win $700. Don't swing for this 150,000 shit because I've got 150 lineups in that tournament.
Yeah, so I'll give you, like tonight, I play a $200 tournament. There's 55 people in it, right? First prize is $2,500. I'll take the $2,500, right? And I'll pay my rent for the year, for the month.
So how's the betting and fantasy been treating you lately?
It's been good, really good. The last weekend's been really good. The baseball's been interesting. I think I bet more run lines than anybody else that I know, and it's kind of crazy. It's like you go to a team like the Yankees get on a little bit of a run, and I give them 1.5 no matter what it is. The Houston Astros are a team that have been a little disappointing because they've been pitching heavy. They haven't been putting up the offensive numbers they have in the past. But this Philadelphia team and the Atlanta team have been playing well, and you can make some money on these two teams.
All right, so Tony, so let's have some fun now. All right, so finally, Cleveland goes over. I told you guys, I gave you guys the Cavs. This is pretty fucking creepy. I don't know. I want to check the tape from the radio show today, but I believe I said that Cleveland was going to win today. Did I not say? I got goosebumps right now, but I think I said 113, 104. I was pretty close. I might have even said this score, but nevertheless, so Cleveland wins. They cover the number. They're now 1-6 on the road in the playoffs. Cleveland's going to win this series. They're going to find a way to win one game in Boston. Cleveland's going to end up winning this series. But I also told you, all the games have gone under. I knew this was going to go over. I finally hit. I hit a parlay tonight too, Tony. I had the Washington Nationals. I had the under in the hockey game, and I took the Cleveland Cavaliers on the money line, and that was a nice one. And this one, listen, I've won a lot more money before, but like we just talked about, we were talking about, you got to take what you can get and pay your bills when you can. So I hit this winner. This is the government lottery up here, Tony.
Oh, you nailed it.
Yeah, legalized gambling. So I took I took under 6 goals, Tampa Bay, Washington, over 206.5 points in Boston, Cleveland. And I took the Cleveland Cavaliers -6. You got to play 3 games. I bet $20 on it, pays $95.
Nice.
That's not bad. We'll take it.
Hey, 4 times your value, 4 times the bet. So you're
I have another one here with Cleveland, the under in the hockey game, but with Tampa fucking winning. Fuckers. And I have a baseball one here, but this is the ugly side. Look how bad these odds are. I just played this for the fuck of it. I was like, whatever, I'll play the baseball. I played the LA Dodgers, St. Louis Cardinals, and Minnesota Twins. But $20 only pays $42 fucking dollars. But whatever, fuck. I'll take the wins, where I can. But I wanted to ask you, so James Harden, all right? I see tonight, and TherezOwens.com reports, and TherezOwens.com is never wrong. So TherezOwens.com, the sports TMZ, basically says that James Harden flew an Instagram model in to hang out. Like, she flew her in for game 3. Some chick, he didn't even know her.
Yeah.
But he got her online, and he got his boy. He didn't do it. He got his – that's when you're rich like that, Tony. It's great, right? There's no fear of failure. You just tell your manager and shit, contact this chick, and she's in, you're in. Like, you never get rejected. If you get rejected, it's not you. You're like, fuck her. So he sent out to this chick. He flies this Instagram model in with a great ass and shit, and then he gets his fucking ass handed to him in a game. And I tweeted out, I said, man, this is all you need to know about fucking James Harden and how much he cares about winning, man. And other people online are like, no, well, he's just getting laid and it's part of being a star and shit. But no, it isn't. Steph Curry's not banging chicks on Instagram, the nights of playoff games and shit like this. Like, that's the difference. I don't know. I guess he doesn't get it. These motherfuckers don't get it. Like, can he wait until after the fucking series to bang this chick?
What if he was?
I don't get these fucking clowns in the NBA. I really don't.
What if he was superstitious, Gabe? Right in game 2, before game 2, in a taxi on the way over to the arena, he got a blowjob from an Instagram model, and he says, "You know what? Game 3, I got to do the same thing." I
thought of that a little bit. I thought, well, maybe he just gets laid every fucking day, and he needs a chick there, and otherwise he gets a little weird. That's a good point.
Everybody relaxes in a different way.
Yeah, I know, but you wouldn't be relaxing with some strange chick you just met. What if she's a crazy fucking, whatever? She goes off and, fucks you up and shit. And accuse you of shit. It's stupid. I don't know. If I was a Houston Rocket fan, I wouldn't like it. If I was a Houston Rocket, I wouldn't like it either, like the team. But whatever. He scores a lot of points, but deep down inside, he's not a champion.
No, he's not the MVP either.
Yeah, that's the way I look at that shit. You want to party, fine, you can party. And thing is, you've got fucking 4 days off in between fucking games. Why are you flying chicks in for fucking games?
It's insane and it's crazy. That NBA layoff is insane. Why can't they play every other night? It just drives me crazy when there's no games. You guys were killing Gary Bettman earlier for the days off that they had in the playoffs after the first round. This NBA lag between games is insane to me.
This Kyle Hamburg in Atlanta is great. James Harden, he's a free throw superstar. I know James Harden, he does that. He leans in. Chris Paul, that's all Chris Paul does too, Tony. He fucking dribbles and he fucking throws his chest into you, and then he gets the call because he's Chris Paul. It's fucking bullshit.
I don't want to hang out with Chris Paul. I think I wouldn't want to hang out with him. I think he's the guy. As soon as you did something wrong in a cops game, Chris Paul would be ratting us all out.
Oh, yeah. Chris Paul seems like the type of guy that would wear a wire.
He certainly does.
You know what I mean? He's got that look to him that he's up to something all the time, doesn't he? You'd be like, yeah, these guys are. Well, you remember Chris, and it's funny because Chris Paul, you think Chris Paul's such a nice guy, or over the years, he sort of had the image of he wasn't a disliked person really by the public. Oh, right. Chris Paul's a good guy, he's a good player. And then you find out that NBA players, you saw when he went back to LA, there was nearly a fucking brawl. People were pulling guns out, Tony, in the hallway after. You know what I mean? Yeah. Remember, fucking Houston barged into the room. Guys on the Clippers were like, I'm going to get my gun and fucking shoot you. The LAPD had to tell everyone, chill the fuck out, man. It's getting out of hand. And, that was all about Chris Paul. And remember when, like, I thought, oh, Chris Paul, long time Clipper, he went back. Fucking right away, Griffin fucking, like, ran him fucking, the Clipper bench were all mouthing off to him and shit. And I was like, wow.
Secret tunnel. Yeah, the secret tunnel they found out in that game.
What's that?
Remember the secret tunnel? He took him through a secret tunnel.
He knew the secret entrance to get into the room.
Yeah, so that's interesting. The Dodgers got second and third, one out right here.
Dodgers leave more runners in scoring position. I'm telling you, they're going to strand. So then with Chris Paul, then the players don't like him as well because he was one of the player reps for the union.
Yeah, that's right.
That guy, and all Chris Paul really cares about is all the mega superstars. So that's why, like, Chris Paul's only buddies in the NBA are like LeBron and Durant and a few of the guys that make $5 million a year, because Paul looked out for them. It sort of goes back to the Ewing Jordan shit, right? Like, I remember when Patrick Ewing was the guy, same thing. All the other players, like, all you fucking union guys only give a shit about the top salaries. You don't care. And Paul has that image. And you can tell Paul doesn't like anyone. And you see, it's funny that Paul does those State Farm commercials where he's all nice, when on the court he's a surly prick.
Yeah. The only thing is, though, he gets the other guys involved. Like, he doesn't do the commercials himself, so he does get, like, I'm sure the ad executive had no idea who Trevor Ariza was.
Yeah, he's obviously buddies with Ariza. You're right. I mean, yeah, he gets Ariza. Those are very annoying commercials, man. Hard's annoying. They're just fucking annoying.
This is what's wrong with baseball in this damn 2 leagues, 2 different rules. Second and third, one out, and the goddamn pitch is up at bat. I mean, what the hell is this?
So you're a DH? Are you a pro DH or a non-DH?
Oh, you have a DH. Tickets cost $80. I don't want to watch a guy strike out every time for $80.
I'm a National League guy more.
I don't understand it. That would be like in the NFL. All of a sudden, we had the National Football Conference. We'll have the quarterback kick the extra points.
Andrew Jameson says he sees Paul in a different light. How do you see Chris Paul? Like I said, Chris Paul's a dick on the floor, too. He's pretty dirty. Like, he fucking elbowed Durant. He trips people. He bitches at the refs all the time. Chris Paul is a dick. He just is. Fuck.
That's how fat point guards play defense. Him and Deron Williams were the same way. I never seen 2 guys that they had a few extra calories in there.
So Boston, the Celtics are going to choke now, Tony. Huh? This is all the fucking people, all you I'm going to blame Celtic fans on this. I'm going to blame other people that fucking anointed fucking Brad Stevens, Red Auerbach, and shit. And these people about Brad Stevens this and Brad Stevens that. Brad Stevens is 1-6 on the fucking road in the playoffs. So does Brad Stevens get credit for the home games and he's great? No, he's got a depleted lineup, but on the road it's the team's fault. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. The fact of the matter is the Boston Celtics are a younger team right now. Like, Stevens a good coach doesn't mean that he's a bad coach because of what's happening now, but I think people overreacted to Stevens a little bit. And I'm telling you right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to come back and win this series.
They play really well at home, though. I mean, I can't see LeBron James, though, losing a Game 7 to that team. I really can't see him losing a Game 7 to that team.
Grab a Mech says Chris Paul is a douchebag in and out. Dave Bangler says Damian Lillard doesn't like him. People say that Chris Paul and Draymond Green are the 2 most annoying players in the NBA.
What about Draymond's mom? She's pretty cool.
Yeah, Draymond's mom fucking talking shit about Kevin Durant now. Like, like I said, you see Tony with that?
Oh, she's pretty cool.
The apple, I guess you see where Draymond gets it from, right?
Oh, yeah.
I like, though, Draymond, I'm going to give credit to Draymond's mom only because she actually responds to people's tweets back to her. And she gets into it. People are like, Kevin Durant's the best player on that team. They're like, without Kevin Durant, your son doesn't win. Someone tweeted her. She responds back, I don't have a problem with Kevin Durant, but he hogs the ball too much. You don't know anything about basketball. She's like,
yeah.
She's like, next. And like, she answers people. She's like, you obviously don't know about what team basketball and player ball movement's about. And she's like, it's all ISO, ISO, ISO. She's getting pissed off. She tweets during the game, stop with the ISO. You know, and she's got a point.
Right, though. The whole NBA is like that, though. There's no plays being run whatsoever. If God brings it up, he tosses it to the center of a big guy, and then he gets it. They throw a pick, and they get it back, and it's the whole NBA. That's the whole game.
I was saying earlier, we've been talking about this all day. The NBA's got a problem, and we know they got a few problems, but they need to change the playoff format, and that's going to help. But there's too much quitting in the NBA, Tony. And I'm not even saying the players are quitters, but because of the way that the schedule is in a regular season, and it's so stupid. In the playoffs, they fucking play 2 games in a week. And in the regular season, they play 5 games in a week and 4 games in a week. So in a regular season, the coaches really do have to like sort of tap out at times. You know, we're down by 14 right now on a Wednesday night. I don't want to lose by 22, but I got to play Thursday night on TNT tomorrow, and then Saturday night we're in Oklahoma City, right? So whatever, fuck. We're going to lose this game anyway, so well, this is it. Let's tap out. And then it leads to these blowouts all the time in the NBA. And now you get to the playoffs, and it's almost the same damn fucking thing. Even though they have the time off after, there's never that, you know what? We're going to fucking come back. We're going to fucking try, man, no matter what. This is the playoffs. We're going to try to come back. Look at Boston tonight. Dude, they were down by 11 with 5.5 minutes left. The guys on the bench were sitting there like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they looked like they were going to cry. They were down 11 with 5 minutes left. They basically had tapped out. It was over. It was like, we're fucked. We're not going to win. You have this where this game tonight, what was the difference? What was the score? 111, 102, so they won by 9. This is the closest fucking game that there's been in the conference championship so far, guys, in either the West or the East. Every game has been decided by 13 or more. This is the closest game we've had, and this game wasn't even fucking close. It wasn't as close as the score indicated. No. Like, there's sort of this culture in the NBA that once you're down, you quit, and it's a fucking problem, man. The games are boring because of it.
They're really boring, and it's crazy. Is the home court is such an advantage. It's absolutely insane what's going on right now in the National Basketball Association. I really think that when you look at it, that if you pay money for a regular season game, it's insane. You're a fool because they go through the motions. Half the time we get guys that are not playing. We did the shows how many times? It's all about who's playing that night, who's not. They got to figure something out, and it's got to be maybe – I don't know what the answer is because you point out it's only 2 games a week they're playing right now in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's hard to stay interested, right, when it's drawn out. At least now they got another game tomorrow. We'll give them credit for that. It gets so fucking drawn out. And then the problem is, so you wait 4 days for a game, and then that game is boring, and the team is up by 22 6 minutes in, right? Yeah. It's like you wait all that time, and then it sucks. It's like, it goes away right away. It's, you know, something – Mike Blewett had a good idea when he sort of threw out the March Madness bracket format. You know, 1 through 16 sort of bracket where it's just sort of, you know, randomly, whatever, you know, but you can't go to seeds. I think you go to the March Madness bracket, but 1 through 16, new playoff matchups at least. So at least we're not getting the same stale fucking series as every year. Because basically, look, the playoffs are the same every year right now. The Raptors lose to the Cavaliers, and then the Cavaliers beat the Celtics after. Like, this is going to be 3 years in a row, right? I mean, Dwayne Casey just got fucking fired for this. Fuck, Steven's going to get a fucking parade for some reason. It's funny, I swear to God. And, you know, what does Dwayne Casey have? He's got fucking Kyle Lowry, who only gives a shit half the time, and fucking DeMar DeRozan, who's fucking more sensitive than my ex-girlfriend is. So, you know, it's funny, the perception and the reality and shit with coaches. Like I said, fucking Brad Stevens going to be anointed. They're going to give fucking statues of him and shit like that. Casey gets fired. They both get bounced by the same team 3 years in a row.
The whole problem with Casey, though, is what are you going to do, right? You can't get rid of all the players, right? So you have the coach there. They had to make the move, and it's kind of crazy because you couldn't go back another year with the same team, same coaches. So they made the only move I really think they could make. The only other thing they could have done is, and I don't know their cap situation, is gone and signed DeMarcus Cousins in the offseason and brought him in to replace Valanciunas.
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins is a free agent, so hopefully, I don't know. I doubt it, but I've been throwing it out there too, dude. The Raptors. I don't even want to talk about the Raptors. Depressing, but no, 1 through 16. Basically, what they'll do, what the idea in the NBA is, and they want to do it. They want to. It's going to cost them more money. That's why they don't want to do this, but they want to do it. Is 1 through 16 doesn't matter what conference you are in. So if you're not getting into the fucking playoffs, if you're the fucking Chicago Bulls and you were 39 and fucking 41 because you're in the East, right? So it would be 1 through 16 no matter what. And then you would get East versus West in the playoffs. So it would change completely. So like the Houston Rockets could play the Washington Wizards in the first round. You know what I mean? The Raptors could play the Portland Trailblazers in the first round of the playoffs.
The problem where I think they're going to have a hard time actually doing this is that, let's just say like the Boston Celtics take them. Say the first round they get Denver, and the second round they get Golden State, and the third round they get the Lakers. All of a sudden you get all those East to West Coast problems, and that's where the money comes in, and that's where the players, have issues with all those flights.
Well, they were talking about it, and they were saying, with travel changing and being more convenient and cheaper, that it's something that they want to do. They want to do it, but it's going to cost money. And look, the NHL used to be more like that. Geographically, they wouldn't care as much. I mean, look, the Toronto Maple Leafs were in the fucking Western Conference for fucking years, right? The Leafs played the LA Kings, for fuck's sakes. Just exactly what we talked about. They played the LA Kings to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. The thing is, you can't keep things the same. They're going to have to fucking tweak something. Now, I personally think the NBA, Tony, I think they need to change their regular season format. They need to shorten it a bit. The last month of an NBA season, remember you and I doing this shit, dude? They don't even care. No one's playing. It's a shit show. Half the teams in the league are trying to fucking lose for the last 2 months of the season. I get it. You're not cutting it to 53 games. You're not cutting it to 62 games. It would make a big fucking difference if you cut it from 80 fucking 2 to fucking 72. 82 to 74 would be a fucking start, man. I'm telling you, you pare down the games. You don't make the teams play as many back-to-backs and as weird shit. And then when you get to the playoffs, you have them playing every 2 days.
One difference the NBA has from the National Football League and even Major League Baseball is that the first place teams are not rewarded with a bye. What would you think if the NBA came up with a way and made the first place teams get a bye, and then I think teams would fight harder for that first place?
Yeah, but then what? Then the Golden State Warriors get a bye? You know what I mean? So you're just making it easier. Like, I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not the commissioner of the NBA. It's not my fucking job to figure it out for them, but they're going to have to figure something the fuck out. I mean, tanking is a problem in the NBA. Blowouts are a problem in the NBA. And the fact of the matter is, we talk about only 10 teams the last 37 years have won titles in the NBA. And we're on the verge of having the same fucking final matchup for the 4 years in a row. And I don't think people are going to get excited about the Cavs and fucking Warriors 4 years in a row, Tony.
No. And then next year will be our first NBA year where we'll have gambling, right, in the arenas, right? The arenas, the people will be there betting on the games, and all of a sudden Knicks fans will be, with their 11 points they're getting, rooting for an 11-point loss.
That's a great point. They're going to home fans are going to turn on the local teams over betting. It's going to be great. We talk about it, fans. Fans already get pissed off and fucking boo and get pissed off when the team doesn't score 100 points and they don't get a free taco. So you go down the list, and then you got the NBA with their crooked referees and manipulated fucking games wanting an integrity fee. It's funny because the NFL has really been the last fucking 5 years, Tony, down over the last 3 years or so, it's really been him. Fucking NFL, you guys suck. NFL, the players take a knee. NFL, your ratings. NFL, the games suck on TV. NFL, we're going to sue you. Like, the NFL has sort of been the bad guy in the room. Like, every fault the NFL has, people are all over it all the time. Yeah, your rules suck. Your league sucks. Your games are bored. And the NBA has just sort of secretly and quietly been climbing. And oh, Adam Silver's a great guy. The NBA is a great fucking league. But I think it's time for the fucking spotlight to go on the NBA and expose their fucking issues, because this is fucking bullshit. Their league is fucking bullshit. I love the NBA, but they got a lot of fucking problems, dude. They really do.
Oh, yeah, it's been for a while. The play is absolutely brutal. Like when we're talking about Draymond Green's mother, there's no plays being run whatsoever. It's a two-man game in each one of these games, and it's crazy to watch some of these situations. There are guys out there that could go down the court that people don't even cover because they know that 2 or 3 guys are all that's going to get the ball.
What can they do? Do you do it where, you know what, you can only have 2 max players on your team? I hate it. It's almost like communism, Tony, but you know what I'm saying? It's sort of like in a Japanese baseball league, or the Korean basketball, the degenerate shit that I bet on. They're allowed to have 2 Americans on the team. You know what I mean? Yep. It's sort of like the Canadian Football League. There's a rule in the CFL as well. You can't have fucking 52 American dudes on the team. You know what I mean? You can have 25. It's called an import rule and shit like that. Otherwise, because what would happen, and the reason they do this is, to get Canadians playing, but also because if they didn't do that, then it would just become a fucking bidding war. And it would just turn into whatever, man. This team's going to sign fucking every fucking star guy they can get, American guy they can get. And at least this way, it leads guys to, all right, I got to be a general manager and pick good guys and figure it out for my own. I think in the NBA, it could be a way to save it, actually, in which you tell teams, listen, you have salary structures, because another problem with the NBA is too, guys, is that everyone makes the same amount of money. Like, there's something wrong in this league when J.J. Redick makes $24 million a year and Durant makes 28.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And Tristan Thompson makes $18 million, and Biyombo makes $18 million, and like backups are making $18 million, stars are making 25. Everybody gets fucking paid the same. And I'm sure the stars don't like it either. J.J. Redick and fucking DeMar DeRozan both make $25 million. DeMar DeRozan's 10 times better. You know what I mean? Like, there should be a sort of like you're a $5 million a year guy. You're a 15 guy. You're a 25 guy. And you know what? The Rants and the LeBrons, you guys are these special elite premium contract deals. But you can only have 2 premium guys on your team, because we don't want 4 fucking stars on a fucking team and the same fucking team winning every fucking goddamn year.
So here's what happened, though. The reason what happened is they changed the salary cap rules so you can pay the player more money to stay in his own team, right? But
yeah, that's even worse. I know.
Right, because they didn't want people going from one team to another. But what happened is these general managers got smart, and they said, all right, well, we'll sign the guy, and then we'll trade him, and they have these sign and trade contracts. The NBA should never allow that to happen.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about the fundamental flaws of the league that are business type things that I guess maybe you and I should be the commissioner, Tony, because we can sit down and exactly tell them that all this stuff leads to the competitive imbalance that they have. They're actually like continuously feeding a fire by doing this. And, it's evident. Only 10 teams have won. Only 10 teams have won in the last 37 years, man. It's fucking insane. And I'll tell you what, you know who's winning next year, Tony? The Golden State Warriors. They are. Who's beating the Golden State Warriors next year? Nobody.
No.
Like, nobody's close to beating them. Oh, Philadelphia. Fuck off. And Boston and shit. It ain't happening.
Well, let me ask a question. I got one team that could beat them. I'm gonna ask about it. You think if LeBron joined the 76ers, do they have a shot to beat him?
Yeah, because whatever team LeBron is on, I think that, let me ask you, who has a better chance of beating Golden State? LeBron with the Philadelphia 76ers or LeBron with the Houston Rockets?
I think LeBron with the Sixers. I really think LeBron with the Sixers. I don't know how James Harden and LeBron James could play together. I mean, they're both great players, but they both need the ball in their hands. So, like, James Harden doesn't play any defense. He doesn't get a shot from someone else. I think that would be a recipe for a disaster. But if the Philadelphia 76ers need anything, they need a point guard, man. Ben Simmons can't hit a shot from the outside. You put him in the 2 guard. You let him drive to the hole and get set up by a guy that can dribble like LeBron
I
James.
see Philadelphia as sort of fucking douchey kids that wouldn't want LeBron.
I could see that too.
Like Ben Simmons is going to be like, you're getting LeBron. Like, I think Ben Simmons isn't the type of kid that's like, oh, great, we got LeBron. This is awesome. I want to play with LeBron. I think Ben Simmons is the type of kid that's like, you got LeBron. This is a fucking insult to me. And you know what? I'll show you in fucking 2 years when I leave, you cocksuckers. I think that's the way that kid is.
I'll tell you what, to me, he really got exposed during the playoffs. We all killed the ball kid for not hitting jump shots during the playoffs and during the season. I'll tell you what, Ben Simmons has the similar problems with the lack of a jump shot.
I know, but he's young. People anointed him too quickly. He's young. You know what I mean? The Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia 76ers, they're going to be a dangerous team for a couple of years, but nothing is forever. You know, LeBron, only lasted, they went to 4 finals in Miami. So, and like I said, Philadelphia have a lot of egos and shit. It's going to implode. They'll fire their coach eventually. And I was going to call him Matumbo, but fucking Embiid. Embiid will fucking split. And Embiid, they're all going to get max contracts. Like, that's the thing with the NBA. Really, flawed league. All right, so Las Vegas Golden Knights, Tony, make it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Amazing story there. I'll tell you what, that's a team that made me a lot of money during the playoffs because I just kept betting them, and I kept betting the under in all their games.
Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury's been a great motherfucking just a great run right now. So we're going to 7 games in the Stanley Cup Finals here, or at least in the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll see how this ends up. We're going 7. Where the hell are they? Yeah, they won again tonight. So I think Vegas wins either way at this point. Like, how do you get in front of these guys?
I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. So did the NHL screw up, or this isn't one of the interesting aspects of this whole thing? Did the NHL screw up in allowing Vegas to put together such a good team in its first year, or did the GM screw up in basically the players, when they protected their players, they thought an expansion team wouldn't take some of these higher salaries and higher contracts, and so they left these guys exposed, which has been done in the past, and which is actually exactly how it happened in the past. People never took the high-priced guys, but this Vegas team was aggressive, and they got it done.
Yeah, I know, but what's crazy, they didn't even think they were going to be this good, Tony. I mean, the owner of the team, I saw a quote today from the owner of the team. Said, we'll be fun to watch, we'll be competitive, but 3 to 5 years, we'll really make a run and make the playoffs. So, like, they set the expectations low. They didn't expect this. Here they are right now. As you stated, there's 2 schools of thought here. Is this a great sports story? Does this make the NHL look bad that an expansion team is able to get to the finals? And secondly, the expansion rule was fucking insane. Like, you got to understand, Tony, like when the Ottawa Senators came into the league years ago, dude, teams were allowed to protect like 18 out of the 23 players. Like, you literally got like the fucking scrub of the fucking scrub, bro. You weren't getting good players. They set Vegas up. Teams can only protect like 8 forwards and fucking 4 defensemen. You didn't have a choice. Like, you could only protect like half of your good players and pray that Vegas didn't take them. And like you said, they dangled a few contracts out there thinking Vegas wouldn't bite on them, and then Vegas did, figuring it's only for 1 year anyways.
Right. I'll tell you, now this is going to be a team going to be reckoned with. It's crazy when I think about sports, right? And I was wondering, like, DeMarcus Cousins, the Raptors. Have the Raptors ever been able to sign a top-notch free agent, which is going to be tough? We'll get players to go play in another country. I think it's going to be the opposite. I think that you'll see a lot of players actually want to go and play in Vegas.
Now they will.
Yeah.
I think what happens this year completely changes. What happens this year completely changes the future of Las Vegas and the expectations and the dynamic of their team moving forward. But the fact of the matter is, they've got 13 guys. They got 13 guys that are free agents on this team. So this is another one of the reasons why they're good. They've got 13 guys. We all know how athletes are, and we all know athletes perform better in contract years. when they're playing for a contract. They're playing, so they're auditioning for the rest of the league. And as good as this Vegas story is, it'll be interesting to see, Tony, if they win the cup, are guys going to say, you know what, I want to be part of this and keep on going and take a deal? Or is Vegas going to say, you know what, we're going to pay everyone after this because you just want to? Yeah, you almost have to. If you're Vegas, you win the Stanley Cup in your first ever fucking year, you've got to keep the team together and just pay everybody. Like,
yeah. But there's no way you can pay all those guys. There's no way. Somebody's going to take, a couple extra bucks and they're going to take off, or someone's going to want more playing time and someone's going to take off. But they got to get a majority of the people there. And if they go, maybe they can go and defend. That'll be the way they sell it to them. Let's defend our title.
The thing with Vegas, it hasn't like it's been a lucky run. Like they were dominant all year long. You know what I mean? They were good all year long. They were good throughout the regular season. In the playoffs, they've been fucking dominant. They beat the Kings in 4. They beat the Jets in 5. They beat the fucking Sharks in 6. They've handled their business. They've beaten some really good hockey teams too. San Jose or, the Kings, whatever. You know what I mean? Beating the Kings, not that impressive. Even though the Kings, ironically enough, gave them the toughest battle. But, beating San Jose are a decent team, always choking the playoffs. But, hey, Winnipeg were a powerful team. Let's be real. Hellebuck fell apart, though. And, Marc-Andre Fleury's a great guy, too. Hard not to pull for Las Vegas right now. There is some Vegas backlash with it's fucking bullshit. The expansion rule wasn't right. There's a lot of bitter hockey markets right now, Tony, that Vegas going to win. Like I said, the Stanley Cup's going to be the traditional hockey markets of Tampa Bay, Florida, and Vegas.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Hey, the city of Tampa Bay has hosted fucking more Stanley Cup championships than the city of Toronto, New York, and fucking Detroit combined in the last 10 fucking years.
Crazy. I'll tell you one city that I thought would get a team, in a city I lived in, and they built an arena just to get a team, is Kansas City. And they have a state-of-the-art arena, and they've been waiting to get a franchise there. And they actually built the downtown up nice, did a great remodeling job. But they've been angling for a hockey team for a while.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't get a basketball team there.
Yeah, I don't know either. University of Kansas is only like 20 minutes away.
Yeah, I guess that's it. They figured they're college. They got their Chiefs. And that's it. But I don't know. The only problem right now is I feel like a chump. I'm going to bet on Vegas to win the fucking cup at plus 105. There were 500 to ones out there, Tony.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be really, really, really insane when you start seeing some of these tickets pop up on Twitter that people are holding with the Vegas Knights to win the Stanley Cup.
I don't think it makes the league look bad. I don't think it makes the league look bad. They've beaten some good teams. And the thing is with the Vegas Golden Knights, I see someone, I think it was Yura. What up, Yura? You just said that experience matters and it'll hurt Vegas in the Stanley Cup finals. Like, really? Like, what more experience does Marc-Andre Fleury fucking need? The guy's been in fucking 4 Stanley Cup finals before.
And Washington's only experience is negative.
Fucking played in the World Junior Championships. I've said this a million times about Marc-Andre Fleury. The guy's played in about 200 massive intensity fucking playoff, like crazy pressure fucking spots in his life. The guy's played, no one's played as many big games as this guy. It's crazy. Like, he's been in a million big games in his career. James Neal's a Stanley Cup champion. Yeah. Like, Vegas aren't kids. Like, they have guys in the league that have been there. That's why, like, people say, oh, they're experienced. Not experienced. They're not a bunch of kids. It's not the Bad News Bears. They're a bunch of NHL vets, that have been thrown together, and it's working.
It's interesting because you look at the teams, right? If you look at Washington, they win that game. They have experience in just being absolute worst team in postseason. I kind of like Washington to take this thing, though.
I've been dead wrong in this series. I've only been betting, I should just bet the fucking totals because I can't pick a winner to save my fucking life in this fucking series, man. Can't pick a winner. So we did a poll question. We did a couple of poll questions earlier in the day today. We got a lot of responses too. So number 1 poll question, Tony, there's a hockey superstition, at least with some. Your take on sports superstitions. There's a hockey superstition that when you win the conference, when you're going to the Stanley Cup and you win, so it's like winning the AFC or the NFC, you win the Western Conference or Eastern Conference, that you don't touch the championship trophy.
Yes.
They put the trophy out, but hockey players are supposed to just take a picture with it, but you don't touch it.
Right.
Hockey players are too fucking cool to touch it. So people were like, oh, Vegas touched the fucking trophy. What a bunch of clowns or idiots, fucking, you know. And we did some research on this and some numbers, Tony. And the fact of the matter is, teams that touch the trophy are 10-7 in the cup. Teams that don't touch the trophy are 10-13. And Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2008 didn't touch it. All right, it was Crosby's first Stanley Cup, and he didn't touch it. He went by tradition and code. They fucking lost. The next year he touched it, they won. He's touched it 3 years in a row, and they fucking won every fucking time. So I don't know. This superstition about touching a cup seems to be a bunch of bullshit.
I think most superstitions are. I think it's just one of those things that it happened once, and then everybody makes a big deal out of it, and then other people fall around. Then other people want to be tradition breakers. I think I don't have any superstitions that I could think of. Do you have any at all?
I have a few quirks, but I'm not one of these believers in announcers like the no-hitter curse. Do you believe in that shit?
No. I get the greatest no-hitter story of all time. My 20th high school reunion, I flew back to Boston from Florida, and I had a couple friends that work for Major League Baseball. They were in town. They said, "Hey, you want to come by the stadium? We're in town." So I go by and I said, "Yeah, I can't stay long. I got to go to my reunion." So Clay Buchholz is pitching. It's the third inning. He's got a no-hitter. I said, as soon as he gets a hit, I'm leaving. He throws a no-hitter, and I missed my reunion. I flew back and missed the reunion.
So the superstition worked opposite. He had a no-hitter because of you.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine, though, like the worst story ever would be if he let up a hit in the ninth and I missed my reunion and he didn't throw a no-hitter.
Yeah. That'd be, yeah. It'd be. I saw a no-hitter, too. I saw Fernando Valenzuela throw a no-hitter at Dodger Stadium.
Wow.
Yeah. On Mexican Heritage Night, too.
Wow.
Yeah,
People, we don't have anything like that. People don't remember the three guys that I always remember.
Graduation, because I didn't graduate.
We don't have for any guys like Fernando Valenzuela, Mark Fidrich, or the Mad Hungarian, Al Hrabosky.
Yeah, there's not, like you said, there's no personality anymore. Remember all the old guys? Kent Tekulve?
Yes. He looked
like here with the glasses and shit.
After he got off the mound.
Fucking sidearm.
Yeah.
That was the coolest. Those were the coolest era of baseball players, the 70s and the 80s. That Pittsburgh Penguins team, Pittsburgh Pirates team, Tony, with the fucking hat. I was a kid. I wanted that hat for like my birthday, man. It was hard to get in Montreal, too. Remember the Pirates had the fucking hat and shit? Yeah. They were the Willie Stargell, We Are Family and all that.
Lines and it's a little different. It's crazy. Baseball hats used to be the thing, man. They used to be the thing. I used to like the Milwaukee Brewers when they changed their hat a little bit to the MB.
I love that glove that looks like a beer type thing.
Yeah.
To me, dude, the Houston Astros old jersey.
Oh yeah, they look like Burger King uniforms.
Yeah, Houston Astros old jersey, the San Diego Padres old jersey, the Montreal Expos old jersey, all motherfucking great stuff. All right, Tony. So Johnny Manziel, before we let you go, we got it's another thing. For the record, guys, still 1-1 in this Dodger game right now. Speaking of hits, there's only been 4 combined hits in this game, guys.
Oh shit! I know. I need to get a win in this game with Bueller. I need Bueller to get the win.
He's up to 24 DK points right now already.
I know, but other people have Marquez too. Both these guys are low on the pitch counts too. Right now, Marquez has only thrown 94 pitches, and Bueller's thrown 90.
I think the Dodgers, they're going to pull this out, Tony.
Oh, Bueller that pinch hit for. Bonds is pinch hitting.
I was going to say you're going to get screwed on the decision.
Yeah, so the Dodgers have to score this inning.
I told you the Dodgers like need to get the bases loaded like 6 times to get a fucking run. All right, so Johnny Manziel, guys, it's official. It's official. Johnny Manziel is a member of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I asked people today on Twitter, do you think he's going to be a star? Do you think he's going to be a bust? Or do you think he's just going to play and he's going to be average? And basically it was more star or average than bust. It was like split, like 38%, 38%, 26%, whatever. 26% said bust. He's not going to last in the league. 38% say he's going to be a star, and about 35% or whatever said he'll be average. Where do you stand on this? What do you think, Tony, Johnny Manziel? From an outsider's perspective,
Yeah.
You know a bit about the CFL, but you know you're not dying hard into it. So, what do you think?
I listened to your show. I listened to your show today, and you were talking about it, and you thought that he would struggle because there's better athletes there. But here's the one thing I think he's going to be an average quarterback, and I got a scenario for you that I can throw out there. He might not be a great athlete, and he might be a good athlete, but I don't think Doug Flutie was a great athlete. I think Doug Flutie was a good athlete.
Yeah.
Flutie didn't have a great arm, and Doug Flutie played very well in the Canadian Football League. And I think they're very similar. I think that they both have huge flaws in their game. I don't think either one of them will be a superstar, but I think he'll be able to play up there, and he'll have some decent games. I think he'll be average to good.
All right, guys. So Bet Online has some props up right now. And we know the Bet Online's a solid book. Bet Online's got some props up. Johnny Manziel over under 7.5 starts. And our boy Cam Stewart's like, no, he's not going to play and not that much. Cam seems to forget that the CFL regular season's 44 weeks long. And that 7.5 isn't that much. But all kidding aside, they play 18 games in the Canadian Football League in the regular season. It's not a 16-game season. It's an 18-game season, and it's stretched out over 21 weeks. So 18 games starting, the over-under 7.5 starts for Johnny Manziel. Dude, they went through a lot of trouble to sign Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell they brought Johnny Manziel to Hamilton to be a fucking backup.
Nope.
I mean, Johnny Manziel, I like this bet. If you have an account over at Bet Online, or if you don't, just go over to the SBR page, and you can use the Bet Online links there. And they have that prop up. Johnny Manziel will start more than 7.5 games. But that's if you believe that Johnny Manziel isn't going to flake out, right? So would you go over under on that 7.5?
I'd go over on that. I think he keeps it together for the first season. And even if he doesn't, I believe that you follow the money. A lot of times in anything that you follow in life and you're trying to make a wager, he has to start less than half the games. Absolutely, you gotta take that bet and go over.
All right. So the other prop is, will Johnny Manziel still be on a roster by week 21 in the CFL? And the other prop is, will he be the starter in week 1? Will he be the starter in week 1? Yes is plus 200. So if you think Johnny Manziel is going to start in week 1 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, which is in 3 weeks, so he's got 3 weeks to win the starting quarterback position, you'll get paid plus 200 from Bet Online.
I think no. I think that he'll start relatively soon, but I think 3 weeks is not enough time. I don't believe he'll be the starter week 1. What is there to do in Hamilton so he can keep himself out of trouble? Is there any entertainment? Is there museums? Is there movie theaters that Johnny can hang out?
No, he's basically Hamilton is essentially Canada's Buffalo.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the thing is, it is very close to downtown Toronto, which he could, yes. You know, Johnny could score some blow pretty easily in Hamilton if he wanted. That's what you're asking. There's not a lot to do in Hamilton, and it's smaller, so people would know who he is right away, obviously, right? Like, they love the football team there, so they already know who, like, non-big star guys are. They're going to be all over him. I don't think that's the problem, actually. I lean that he'll be he'll make plays, but he'll make mistakes.
Yep.
And, you know, he won't be terrible, but he won't be great. He could be a Doug Flutie, but I think Doug Flutie had a better football instinct and sort of put more work in than Manziel. I wonder about Manziel's arm strength, Tony.
Oh, I agree.
The field is wide. It's windy in Canada at times, even in the summer and shit. You got to have a strong arm to throw a football, and it's a bigger football too, Tony.
You watch those games back in college. The one thing is that there were guys wide open every single time they played. I mean, guys wide open, and I don't know how they got so far open, and he just had to sit there and get them the ball, and it looked like that league was a touch football league. He's not going to have that same situation in Canada.
All right, hold on. Auburn Wild, listen, buddy. We'll let you fucking ramble on about Winnipeg and the Jets and shit like that, but Auburn Wild's like, it's a boring city. There's nothing to do there. Toronto has nothing to do. You live in Winnipeg, Auburn Wild. You live in the murder capital of Canada. Town is so fucking bad, people kill each other the most, like, all right? You have the most like violent assaults, the most murders, the most drug addicts, the most spousal beatings. Like, you know, let's chill out with Winnipeg's a paradise thing here, bro. All right?
So you come to the show.
I have more things to do within fucking, you know, a square mile of my place than you do fucking within the entire city. All right? So, you know, I'm 6 minutes away from Queen Street West. If I want to go to a punk rock club, would fucking get drunk with Vince Neil, I'm up the street.
Oh, they got some good Asian massages too on Queen.
Listen, I don't mind. I don't mind Auburn Wild. You're proud of Winnipeg. That's fine. Winnipeg's a fine city. I got nothing against Winnipeg. But that's the problem with you fuckers in Winnipeg, all right? It's like that's the fucking problem with you guys in Winnipeg. You all laugh at the Leafs when they lose. You're all dickheads, Auburn Wild. You know, you're like, oh, fuck Toronto. The Leafs suck. Toronto's a boring city. All right? Toronto's the fucking hub of Canada. Winnipeg is the murder capital of Canada. All right? There's a reason why everyone's a junkie fucking there and they're not here. People here are going to work. Right? Winnipeg are drinking beer and doing heroin and watching the Jets lose. So shut the fuck up. Thank you. Once I just stated as well, I like Winnipeg. I got nothing against Winnipeg, but like I said, all you Jet fans, and I saw a lot of you too, you were like, oh, fuck the Leafs. I saw the tweet today. Oh, fuck, get your own cup. The Canucks suck. The Canadians are fine. Everyone's fucking this and that. You know what I mean? Winnipeg this, Winnipeg that. You know, chill out. How many celebrities say, let's go take a trip to Winnipeg? Fuck, none. I know, Auburn Wild, because the Winnipeg fucking film festival is world renowned. We know all about that. Brad Pitt's premiere is going to be in the Peg. I don't want to bash the Peg. I like the Peg. Fuck, I got nothing against the Peg, but I got to bash Auburn Wild. You got to stop Auburn Wild, all right? Otherwise, I'm going to remove you.
The Dodgers are in trouble here. They stole second base and they overthrew it into the outfield. Dave Roberts. There's a little batter interference. They didn't give it to him there.
Everyone's getting worked up here. All right, fucking. Thanks, Auburn Wild. Like I said, I don't mind Auburn Wild. I look in the chat here. I see you bigging up Winnipeg. That's fine, but stop taking shots at other fucking cities. All right. Especially cities that are better than Winnipeg. like Auburn Wild, if you're sitting here and you're bitching about, let's say, I don't know, fucking Akron or something like that, I'd say, I don't know. Yeah, Winnipeg's probably better than Akron, Ohio. Fucking, yeah. Winnipeg's better than San Francisco. It's better than Las Vegas.
What is people get a little fired up. They get a little fired up about their territories, huh?
All right, Auburn Wild. Auburn Wild? You're gone. He was just too annoying right now.
I asked the crowd, Where do they
How
race?
do we feel about Saskatoon? Saskatoon.
It's the Paris of Canada, I've been told.
Oh yeah. Fucking Auburn Wild. I don't even dislike Auburn Wild, but he needs to be put in timeout. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna ban him. I'm gonna put him in a timeout here.
Yeah, every once in a while, you know, you don't
the penalty box.
you don't go to jail forever for every crime, Gabe, right?
Yeah, I know. I already had the guns out.
This Milos Mikulich of the St. Louis Cardinals 6-0 now.
He's been put in timeout. Yeah, he needs to. Jack. He's not banned for life. He just needs to go right now.
Needs to.
I'm tired of his Toronto bashing. Every time I look up in the chat, he's talking shit about Toronto. It's like, shut the fuck up. You live in Winnipeg. Thing is, with you, Auburn Wild, you have made people hate the Winnipeg Jets. I hope you're happy. People are going to hate the Winnipeg Blue Bombers now as well.
They don't have any subway in Saskatoon. No, the guys are telling me they need get Saskatoon.
Saskatoon, actually, Tony, they've got money there.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they got money, and they've got money there, and they're the most rabid CFL football fan out of anyone. They're the most into it. They're fucking nut jobs. So you're going to play CFL DFS when the season starts?
Yeah. So I heard you guys talking about that. Here's what's going on here. You know, information is the key to anything in life, right? And you were talking about it like, if you think you watch Canadian football and you're going to beat these guys there, the guys at dailyroto.com actually give advice on the CFL, and they have people that are assigned to the CFL. Yeah, I play, and if I'm home and I can watch the games, I'll play. If I can't watch the games, I don't play CFL.
Thing with the CFL, there's 9 teams, right? So there's only 9 teams. So you can sort of keep on top of all the player movement, and specifically, you don't have to worry about defense. Well, you do defense, but for fantasy purposes, offense. But the problem is, Tony, the CFL, it's not the NFL, dude. Like there's fucking one beat writer per team. You know what I mean? So like the game previews, you're going to get like a story about the guy's dog and shit, and about how his wife fucking likes Canada now. And there's a lot of sort of shticky. Canada's a very hokey country. So there's not a lot of, like I'm just trying to say, the media coverage of the Canadian Football League in some cities is better than others, but it's tough to get information in it, even when you're in fucking Canada here, Tony. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that's the one thing that can give you an advantage over everything else. You're never going to get advantage in football because everybody knows every single piece of information. Same thing with baseball. Sometimes in hockey, you can get some advantages if people don't do their diligence and don't do their homework. But that's the whole thing. Gabe, you talked about a time where people think, you know what, you're a degenerate because you gamble on preseason football or preseason baseball. We have guys in the fantasy industry that say, hey, no, that's the only time we have an advantage because we have a little bit more information than the average guy.
Same thing with the gamblers as well. Will say the same thing. With a lot of them will say sharps will about the preseason, in which the regular season the teams aren't telling you what the playing rotation is. Right? They're not telling you what the playbook is going to be. They say the preseason. The preseason they spell it out. But the problem with the preseason is, as the game goes on, Tony, when you get to the fucking fourth quarters of these fucking games, is there's so much randomness because the fucking players are crap on the field. You've got a lot of crappy guys on the field. So the CFL season is starting pretty soon. Yeah, the lady was fucked by Subway last year, Safeway. Why didn't they pay that lady? Ty Rich, I forget about that. Why didn't they pay her? What was the fucking reason that they came up with? They have a thing, Tony, where if you return two kicks are returned for a touchdown in a CFL game.
Yeah.
If you're like, so you enter the contest, and if your name is drawn, then if two kicks are returned for a touchdown, you get $1 million. Fuck.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, in the game. Oh, that's it. Oh, that was it. We were watching the game. I remember that. So she had one returned, and then the fucking dude, the same guy returned it again, like a few minutes later, Tony. And everyone in Canada was talking about it and shit. Like, they're like, holy fuck, if fucking there's another return, this lady's going to win $1 million. So everyone was pulling for the lady and shit. And everyone's like, holy fuck. I remember we were watching the game live here. And I was like, holy shit. Oh, I was on the internet. I was like, holy shit, holy shit. And we had money on the game. And remember, we got fucked on our total bet. Now it's coming back to me. We got screwed on our fucking total because that fucking touchdown didn't count. That fucking lady got screwed for $1 million fucking dollars. And it was like a fucking penalty that came like a minute later. And people said after they called the penalty so they didn't have to pay the $1 million. Right? They were like, that's fucking.
Oh my.
It was a delayed penalty, dude, where it was like they celebrated. The announcer even announced it on TV, Tony. And the thing is, the promotion is run by the network. So TSN Television says, oh my God, congratulations, Mary Wilson. A touchdown. Yo, you just won $1 million. And then, boom, the ref, they have a little conversation. And that's what made it look shady. They talked, and then they were like, flag, fuck. And then they showed the replay. And it was nothing. It was nothing. So people were like, oh, you're going to pay the lady anyways, right? And she was an old lady. She fucking even said that she's okay, but her husband's mad. Her husband, basically nearly had a heart attack, Tony, because he was pissed, that he found, they jumped up. They were watching live, fuck. And, yeah, they ended up giving him fucking, a trip. I don't know. I think they gave him $100,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they gave him $100,000 and a trip to the Super Bowl and shit like that.
Damn.
Let me see. I'm gonna look that shit up, lady.
$1 million, I can buy tickets to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. Safeway CFL. Lady gets robbed. Safeway CFL contest. Yeah, that's crazy shit. I hear it is. Yeah, right. CFL, Karen Culdis. CFL fan Karen Culdis thought she won $1 million, but it was a flag. Contest awards prize for 2 kickoff returns. It might go down as the most expensive CFL penalty in league history. Karen Culdis was in line to win $1 million on the Toronto Argonauts. Martise Jackson ran back a kickoff touchdown against the Blue Bombers in the second quarter of a Thursday night game. And guess what fucking city? Winnipeg. Winnipeg. She got fucked over for $1 million in Winnipeg. Why are we not surprised? Of course, it was Winnipeg that she got screwed. Like I said, it's the murder capital and the screw job capital. Fuck. You either get killed or robbed in Winnipeg. I can't believe, of all places, where this happened in Winnipeg. Yeah, I'm telling you, though, the league was like, we're not paying this lady $1 million. They don't even have $1 million. It's part of the Safeways and Sobeys. Safeway and Sobeys had the fucking money, too. They were motherfuckers, man. Was all part of Safeway and Sobeys' $1 million touchdown to win contest if any 2 kickoffs are returned during a CFL game. All right, fans become eligible by using their Air Miles card at the store while making purchases, but it was all for naught after a controversial blocking penalty was thrown from 25 yards away.
Oh my God! According to the chat, she got 50,000 in Air Miles, Grey Cup tickets, and groceries.
She got groceries for a year, but is that groceries for Cam Stewart for a year or for Ally McBeal for a year?
Yeah.
All right, she goes, she's from Winnipeg too, this poor lady. Fucking Winnipeg keeps coming up. She's from Winnipeg, this lady. My heart just sank, and I thought, oh, my God, how close could I just get to $1 million? You got to be kidding. My stomach is in knots just thinking about it right now. She was in the kitchen cleaning up after dinner while her husband, Stan, and daughter Michelle were watching the game in the living room. They erupted in cheers when the Bombers, Ryan Langford, started the game by returning the opening kickoff. They started the game. Fuck. Oh, this poor family. The opening kickoff for 105 yards, one kickoff return. But here's the thing. Cullis had no idea she could potentially win $1 million. When the second touchdown happened, it really dawned on me what was happening. Like, I wasn't jumping up and down. I just thought maybe I was entered to win $1 million. She said she was thrilled to learn when she had won a $25,000 entertainment system as part of the contest as well. But then when her husband clued her in on what was going on, she was heartbroken. I'm kind of stunned. I don't really understand what was happening to begin with. But my husband said if it wasn't for that penalty, he would have $1 million. I couldn't believe it. One bad call away from $1 million. I'm not a gambler by any means. I do buy lottery tickets, but this is as close as I've ever come to winning something like this. Her husband is a diehard CFL fan who watches all the games, most of the games. Still can't believe a penalty was thrown on the play. That should have been a touchdown. I need to get in touch with the CFL. The guy was 8 yards behind the guy running into the end zone, and the Bomber guy fell on his own. On top of that bad call, that call cost them money. It came late in the play. The league is going to say they made a bad call, but it doesn't bring back a one. See, the husband's pissed. He's like, it was a shitty call. We all know it was a shitty call. The couple said that they would have been able to send their daughter to fucking college, and she could have looked their daughter as a 1-year-old daughter.
Oh.
First thing I said to Stan was, now Michelle gets to stay home with the baby. This is all pretty emotional. It's going to be hard going back to work. Holy fuck, man. They should have given the fucking money, man. This fucking company, and I remember said at the time, like, you would have looked like a great company, Tony. The grocery store,
Yeah.
$1 million, fucking, hey, you know, like, it was fucking bullshit, man.
Crazy. And it's funny that the daughter had a kid, and the one thing I always do is I always teach my own kids about birth control. There's only one way women can prevent total pregnancy, and that is to keep it in their mouth.
People are asking here too, Tony, like, how would I react to this? Not fucking well.
I can imagine.
No, like,
Dalton.
I'd have no legal recourse. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'd fucking have to be restrained from tracking a referee down. Look, I really would, like, track the referee down and, like, fucking basically, you know, say, dude, you just cost me $1 million, you fucking cocksucker. Like really, like, I'd have a hard time not running the guy over. Fuck.
That's funny.
For, you know, $1 million, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You screwed an old lady and her family for $1 million. Hope you're happy. And they're fucking poor as fuck, evidently. You know, Tony, it's pretty obvious. If the daughter's living at home and she's got a 1-year-old daughter, it's not like this family's rocking. You know what I mean?
No, they weren't invited. They weren't invited to the wedding this week. Did you get up early to watch the royal wedding?
No, I was on the road with a bunch of punk rockers. That was the best part of it. I missed that. I didn't have to see that shit. Yeah, like what would you do? You know what my deal is? I would have fucking lost it so much they wouldn't probably even offered me the fucking $50K. So what did they do? They offered her they gave her $50,000 in air miles.
Yeah.
So she could take a bunch of trips. Good for you. She doesn't have money to go for the trip. So she got air miles. They brought her to the Grey Cup, yay. And she got free groceries for a year, which I think was $20,000 in groceries. I think it was $1,200 a month only or something even. Like,
what I would have done is I would have hired Aaron Hernandez and Casey Anthony's lawyer, Jose Baez, and I would have went after him with
what
that.
about Stormy Daniels' lawyer? They're Avenatti. You get him on it.
No, I didn't like that.
Yeah, his 15 minutes of fame. Like, this guy's pushed his luck too much. Like, he needs to shut the fuck up and go away.
No.
It's like, yeah, we get it, dude. You're a dickhead. I get it, you know? All right, Tony. So, hey, Tony, it was great to catch up with you, bro.
All right, we'll do it again sometime.
Definitely, yeah. We'd love to get you on, man. We got slots open all the time on Mondays, and I thought who better to fucking to invite tonight than my main man, Tony Sincata. We miss you. On the radio. Hopefully we'll be working together in the future. Once again, me and Cam thought the world of you, Tony, and we still do.
Oh, I loved it. I loved every moment. It was a lot of fun for us, and we had a great time doing it. But I think next time I come on, I'm going to bring some PBA bowling picks. I'll bring some PBA bowling picks, and we'll go and we'll start betting PBA bowling. With all the other things with betting, why not do that?
Yeah, yeah. You're what did he say? Who you think you are? I am. Who you think you are? I am. Tony Sincata. Where can people follow you on Twitter, Tony? And Tony's got great golf picks.
Yeah,
If you like fantasy. Tony's got good picks as well. Check out Tony's Twitter. Where can people follow you?
Yeah, the Tony. Your mom should have taught you how to spell that. Sincata, Cincotta. As we get ready this week, we've got. I hate those pro AMs this week. Peyton Manning's playing with Tiger Woods. Two guys you don't want dating your daughter.
Yeah, two guys, both, I'm assuming that Tiger Woods, the old Tiger, and Peyton teabag. Yeah, man. Yeah, they've done a lot of things. The Me Too movement. They're probably both whispering. A good thing that we haven't been good. You know, Tiger Woods actually probably resentful, thinking Peyton's probably done worse things. We just don't know. The media covers up for him.
You know what the craziest thing is? I forget who pointed this out to me. The Me Too movement, they use pound as their symbol, right? So it's pound Me Too. Like, who thought of that? Right?
That's why I said about touching the championship trophy.
Yeah.
I said, fuck the Me Too movement. You got to grope it, the championship trophy. Grope it.
All right. I'll be back next time Bill Cosby's has another trial. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, Tony.
Bye.
There's Tony Sincata. Fuck. I always forget to play the music and then the cheering. Fuck. Son of a. It'd help if we had some help here, but you know, we got to do what we got to do. Thank you, Tony. What do you mean, love when I forget to play the music? I always forget to play the fucking music. When am I not? I'm always forgetting to fucking play the fucking music. I want to have like the fucking Merv Griffin type old talk show. And the applause and shit. I basically want like the Rad Rod Garrison, fan of Tony Sincata on the show. Tony was a little mellower than normal tonight, but yeah, good to have him on the show. What's up from Detroit? What's up, Henry? What's up from Detroit? Tell Harbaugh to worry about beating Ohio State instead of going to fucking South Africa and Johannesburg. Fucking safaris and shit. Fuck me. It's 2-1. What's the deal with Bueller? Every fucking game, man, Bueller pitches at home, man. The fucking kid pitches his ass off, and they're fucking Dodgers. All right, 9th inning comeback here. These fucking pretzels are making me thirsty. Fucking Dodgers. Come on, you fucking cocksuckers, man. Don't you guys get tired of fucking underachieving and fucking embarrassing yourselves? God forbid there's a baseball game on TV. Thanks, Greg Sansoni. You got fucking NHL plays in a fucking NHL Best on 3 channels. NHL Best what? Best of what? Fucking Monday Night Raw. All right. All right, positivity, people, positivity. Dodgers going to come back and win this game right now. Actually, you know what? The Dodgers probably going to come back and tie it. Fucking agonize us for the next 4 hours and then lose in 15. These motherfuckers going to fuck my parlay up, man. We've had a pretty strong night here tonight, too. Commercial break in progress. Here we go.
See a Southern California BMW.
Yeah, see a Southern California BMW dealer near you. Also brought to you by Carl's Jr. Take your mouth to Memphis. The call of Carl's Jr. Welcome back to Dodgers baseball. Daniel Hudson takes the hill.
2-1 game, and Dave Roberts not doing anything any different than any other manager does at this point, but there's got to be a way to get rid of that.
Opponents hitting. Hudson pretty strong. Fuck. What do I always say about the Dodgers, man? These guys, like their runners in scoring position is insane. The Dodgers, so what do I always tell you guys? So I want to back this up with some numbers here. I always tell you guys, the Dodgers are fucking useless. And the problem with the Dodgers is they get guys on base and they never cash him. They never cash him in. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 teams that leave more runners on base than the LA Dodgers. But the Dodgers have always been above. Like, I'm looking at their numbers from last year compared. It's the same shit every fucking year with this fucking team. Like, the Colorado Rockies only average 2.98 runners left in scoring position per game. The LA Dodgers average 3.74. You know, to put it in context, shitty teams like the Reds average 3.85. The Detroit Tigers, 3.89. The Chicago Cubs are struggling to hit. They're at 4.09. So same shit. The Cubs get on base, but they can't fucking score. Frustrating. That's the frustrating thing about the LA Dodgers. All right, let me check. What's the Golden State Warriors to win the NBA title right now? Holy fuck. Minus 350. Minus 350. I only ask because I see somebody talking about horse racing, and I'm like, well, looks like we're what's up, Luis Hernandez? Looks like we're going to go from the horse racing industry into betting. I would say that Justified does not win the Triple Crown. If that race is a little longer on Saturday, he's going to fucking lose. And the Belmont's going to be the difference. People don't realize it. Horses, they can't run like this. They can't run like this violently, at this pace and this speed without getting some injuries. And the fact of the matter is, coming into this last race at the Preakness, there was a lot of talk about Justify, how he hurt his heel. And I know all about this shit. Trust me, it's terrorized me. So I think he sucked it up and he got out there and he won, and he was lucky that it's been wet again. Look, the Kentucky Derby was wet, and then the Preakness was wet again. And running it's not as hard on his foot, and his foot's still getting hurt by running like this twice in 3 weeks. And, you know, the Belmont's probably not going to be raining. The dirt's fucking hard there and shit. It's fucking like a mile and a fucking half. I don't think he's going to do it. There's a reason why the Triple Crown winners don't often happen. I know the media, everyone's going to hype it up. It's going to be a nice run, but I wouldn't even get that excited that he'll even be in a fucking race. Like, let's hold off here. And that's the thing, Grant. She got lucky because there was actually, like, there would have been violations and shit, but people couldn't tell. And listen, he's a great horse. He's a great horse. I'm not saying he's not a great horse, but there's been a lot of horses that have gone into the Belmont that have had an opportunity to win, and a lot of shit can happen in between now and then too. Like, my personal opinion is he's probably hurt now. And the decision's going to be now, as someone that don't know the horse, there, I know, like, this is big time shit. Their decision's going to be, do we want to fucking send him out here for an opportunity to win a Triple Crown, or should we fucking shut him down and fucking stud him and sire now? He's still, they could still make a shitload of money. They send him out there, man. They send him out there and something happens to his foot. It gets worse. He's never racing again. He finishes in fucking 9th at the Belmont. His stud fee goes way down. It's a gamble. Like, most trainers are going to be like all in and, well, we got to win the Triple Crown. But it's like, yeah, you know, the trainer might know my horse won't win. Right? They know. We know. Fuck. Right? They're going to know. If the trainer's going to know and he's going to go, look, fuck, his foot is fucked. All right? He's not going to last a mile and a half, guys. Okay? You want to roll him out here for $1 million. You want to try to get that $5 million purse. I get it, for the Triple Crown. It's a $5 million bonus. I know you want it, but, you know, it could go very, very wrong. Like, it could go very wrong. He's not going to win. I personally think, now it's funny, I talked about this earlier today. So we actually have the amount of people that bet on Vegas and shit at the books. We'll talk about it. We'll take a quick break here, but we'll talk about that on the other side. I have the number of how many people bet. And I was talking about how, like, same thing with the Triple Crown. If he wins, they're going to make, like, they made, like, it was we looked it up after. It was $287,000. They make like $287,000 in novelty tickets. Because people are going to go to the Belmont. And look, somebody just said it, white guy video game. He's going to the Belmont. So you go to the Belmont, you bet on the fucking horse. And then on top of it, you want to get a ticket that you won't cash. Right? People actually do that. So like in the Triple Crown, whenever a horse is about to win a Triple Crown or could, people bet the horse, but then they always fucking get a nice ticket that they keep, like, fucking make sure they don't crumble up and shit. And they keep it as a souvenir, memorabilia for sale. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. Imagine if right now, fucking, it sounds stupid and shit, but imagine right now if I busted out and I said, yeah, guys, look at this. I got a ticket from the day Secretariat fucking won. I got a ticket that the day fucking Seattle Slew won the and Affirmed won the Triple Crown. That's worth big money, right? It isn't now. You think, well, whatever. Who cares if you have an American Pharaoh Triple Crown ticket winner? Well, you know, it's 2000. That was 2015. It's 2018. Wait till 2072 and shit when you're an old man, and then suddenly that fucking ticket, fucking, you're buying a house with it. Exactly, Sean Crane. There's a reason why so few horses have won the Triple Crown. And, you know, the fact of the matter is the last leg is the hardest leg of them all. "23 horses. "23 horses have won the first two, guys. And we've only got 5. We only have 5 Triple Crown winners in the history. All right, so like, you know, they've been to fall. 1932, Burgoo King. Not Burger King, Burgoo. Burgoo. Named after a local grocer's Burgoo. I don't even know what Burgoo stew is. What's Burgoo? Burgoo King was the first horse to win the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness Stakes in the same year, but not the Belmont Stakes. He did not race in the final leg, and there are competing theories why he didn't enter the Belmont Stakes. He even go back to 1932. 1936, Bold Venture. Bold Venture suffered a bowed tendon after the Preakness that prevented him from competing in the Belmont Stakes. See? 1944, Pensive. I know that horse, Pensive. Pensive was the first horse to start in the Belmont Stakes, but failed to win the Triple Crown after winning the Kentucky Derby and Preakness Stakes. Pensive's son, Ponder, and grandson, Needles, also went on to win the Kentucky Derby. 1958, Tim Tam. Sired by 2 horses ranked in the top 100 U.S. racehorses of the 20th century, according to Blood Horse magazine, Tim Tam was injured running down the home stretch of the Belmont and finished second. That Belmont's a killer. 1961, Carryback. Carryback was the odds-on favorite to win the Belmont Stakes and Triple Crown, but he finished in 7th place, 15 lengths behind the winner. Poor Northern Dancer. The first Canadian-owned horse to win the Kentucky Derby, Northern Dancer, never finished worse than 3rd in a race, but unfortunately for him, one of those 3rd-place finishes was the Belmont Stakes with the Triple Crown on the line. Goosebumps now. The greatest Canadian fucking horse ever. Northern Dancer. Great horse, fuck. Won the Kentucky Derby, won the Preakness, finished 3rd in the fucking Belmont. Kauai King, 1966, a 4th-place finish in the Belmont, foiled his bid at the Triple Crown. 1968, Forward Pass. The only horse to win a Kentucky Derby as a result of a disqualification. Forward Pass's controversial pursuit of the Triple Crown came just short as he finished 2nd in the Belmont by just more than a length. 1969, Majestic Prince. Majestic Prince was the first horse to win a Kentucky Derby in the Preakness Stakes while going undefeated. However, he finished 2nd in the Belmont. 1971, Canyonero 2. The English translation of the horses means Gunner 2, a name that was nearly cemented in Triple Crown lore. A 4th place finish in the Belmont ended his pursuit of race history. 1979, Spectacular Bid. I remember that when I was a kid, actually, because it was the first time, like, in my life, they were a wide world of sports and all that. Spectacular Build compiled an impressive resume of 26 wins in 30 races, but he failed to capture the elusive Triple Crown. 1981, Pleasant Colony. When Pleasant Colony won a Kentucky Derby, there were 21 horses in the field. No Derby since then has had more than 20 starters. Despite one of the fastest closing runs of Preakness history, he fell short in the Belmont. Ali Sheba, bet twice, a horse who collided with Ali Sheba during the latter's Kentucky Derby victory, won the Belmont Stakes by 14 lengths to prevent Ali Sheba from taking the Triple Crown. 1989, Sunday Silence. Sunday Silence voted American Horse of the Year in 1989, despite losing Easy Goer at the Belmont Stakes. 1997, Silver Charm. This is one I'll be honest, as a kid, I was sort of into this shit, and I watched Wide World of Sports and all that. I was always fascinated by the Triple Crown, but I start to pop in here in the Silver Charm era. I was boozing it up, going to the OTBs in these days. So Silver Charm lost by less than a length at the Belmont Stakes. 1998, Real Quiet. Remember him? Real Quiet owners and trainers might still have nightmares that 1998 Belmont Stakes. Real Quiet finished second by 4 inches, the smallest margin of victory in the race's history. 1999, Charismatic. Charismatic died unexpectedly in February from an orchard end of the horse, suffered an injury while leading the closing stretch of the Belmont Stakes, forcing him to slow down and finish third. What a tough horse, fuck. He fucking died, but he still finished third, fuck. War Emblem, 2002. War Emblem won the 2002 Kentucky Derby despite his jocker never meeting the horse until the morning of the race. With a Triple Crown on the line for the horse, Belmont Stakes hosted a record crowd. War Emblem struggled to get off to a strong start out of the gate. Did not win. Funny Side, 2003, finished third at the Belmont, finishing behind 2 fresher horses that didn't compete in the Preakness. See, that's the thing. It's like you have these new mercenary horses coming in. Big Brown, 2008, despite a crack in one of Big Brown's hooves, the horse entered the Belmont as the favorite but failed to finish the race. See, you fucking put him in there, he couldn't win, you motherfuckers. 2012, I'll have another. The horse trainer ruled him out of the Belmont due to a tendon injury. See, if the trainer's smart, you don't automatically race the horse. Like, if you're just going to kill the horse, it's not worth it. You can fucking still make money. If your horse won a Kentucky Derby and a fucking Preakness, trust me, you're still making money with them, all right? California Chrome, the North American horse with the highest career earnings. California Chrome had once had one of his heels stepped on as he exited the gate in the Belmont Stakes, and he finished at 4th. Brutal. My favorite horse, Northern Dancer, and Thunder Gulch and Conflict Diamond, even though he cost us. But my horse, Thunder Gulch, actually won 2 of the 3.
Game 9th inning, 1-1 pitch.
Oh.
And a fly ball to deep center field.
Not deep enough. Fuck.
Blackman's there, 2 gone.
Yeah, Thunder Gulch won the Kentucky Derby and he won the Belmont, but he finished second in the Preakness. It was like the opposite. Yeah, he didn't go into the last one like with a chance of winning the.
46.
But then he won again. Yeah,
So
great horse.
Anticipating that one going a little bit further. The Dodgers, since Muncie's home run, are 0 for 17. They've been a better offensive team on the road this season. About a run and a half per game. And so far in this homestand, that has remained true. Davis to Kemp. Ball one inside.
Come on back, Kemp.
Homer. Another hit tonight. You can reach Chris Taylor with that. 1-1. Ball 2.
Backcamp's been clutch this year. The only reason the Dodgers are 5th worst in runners in scoring position this year, guys. And Matt Kemp leads Major League Baseball with runners in scoring position with a 4.55 average. Kemp's going to save our ass here. I got faith. Come on. There you go, 3-1.
On a 3-1 pitch, Matt Kemp. It's a ground ball to the hole at short. Story's got it across his body, and the door's left open. Kemp hustling back to the bag, and he's out.
Well, you got to be fucking kidding me.
They're going to rule that Kemp made a move towards second base.
Wait. Wait. I didn't see a move towards second base. Wait. Let's review this. No. Let me see.
To get the first in time, you watch him go over to the hole. There's a little extra step there to get it out of his glove. That throw ends up being low. And that little stutter step where Matt is there was a little bit of movement with the left leg right there.
That's not a step towards second base, though. Fuck me,
Very
man.
interesting. That little bit of move right there. He's really using that foot not to go to second base, but he's using it just to break.
That's fucking bullshit. What is he supposed to do? Break his ankle?
Attempt to go to second.
He's a big dude. He's running down the line. He did not turn towards second base. He turned toward the bag.
This is how it ends. Boy,
Oh, it's over, fuck. You got to be shitting me, fuck. Fuck off, man. There's the old sports trade screw job of the night, fuck.
Gives up just the home run to Muncy and is
Fuck
winner
me,
in this
fuck.
one. The Rockies getting him that run in the top of the eighth just after he had left. So the Dodgers.
I know you fucking Dodgers. You guys get on base and somehow you get, what is this? The bad news fucking Bears? Like, what is this, fuck? Like, holy motherfuck, man. Like, holy fuck, man. That's fucking bullshit. I swear, what's up, big man? I swear to God, and big man will be on the radio with us tomorrow. I swear to motherfucking God, man. The Dodgers find like new ways to lose baseball games. Like it's unbelievable. Holy motherfuck, man. I got the WWE on now. I don't have any money on this, at least. We still had a good night, but I would like to win that Dodger parlay. Looks like Roman Reigns. I guess the WWE's new deal is just who the fuck's this psychopath? Who's this? The Indian dude? Who's this? The Indian dude? I can't tell. Fucking announcers can't mush comebacks, guys. What the announcer said or what I said had nothing to fucking do with fucking Matt Kemp. I got to be honest, though, guys. I've seen a lot of fucking baseball, man, in my life. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I've seen a player. I've seen a guy get picked off, and I've seen a guy with a hit and get cut off the bag, etc. But I've never seen that. I've never seen that where he didn't turn towards second. But I can't argue the rule. He did step on the other side of the line. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. He stepped, like, we didn't get screwed. Like we didn't get screwed there. He stepped on the wrong side of the line. But the thing that's just frustrating is this is where replay screws us and the ump, whatever. The ump was right. It's just, you know, he ran down, the ball got past the first baseman, and Matt Kemp stopped. He stopped and he turned around. But he never, like, you look at the replay, he never was intending to run the second, but his fucking foot was on the other side of the line. And that's on Matt Kemp, you know what I mean? What are you going to do? Fuck. I never seen a game end like that, but you know, like in a perfect world, you're like, listen, fuck, he didn't turn towards second. Like, when they're like, oh, he turned towards second. I'm like, no, he didn't. Fuck, I didn't see him turn towards second. He stopped on the first baseline. Thing is, Matt Kemp's been injured before and shit, right? He's been injured running down the line before. So, you know, running on that bag and shit is harder than people realize. It's a violent thing on your ankle and shit. So these guys, they don't like it. So he's running down the line. He runs on the bag. He's got to slow down and shit. He's probably thinking, fuck, I don't want to hurt myself. He slows down. Steps on the wrong side of the line. But what are you going to do? Yeah, we'll throw it down on the radio tomorrow, big man. Friday night, I was kicking it with a bunch of crazy punks. What are you going to do? You stepped on the wrong, you know. We can get all upset about it, but we all know the Dodgers would have choked after anyways. Fuck. The problem with the Dodgers is they are going to get hot. But the problem is they're money burners, man, because they're such big favorites all the fucking time. They're fucking money burners because they're big favorites all the time. And then you put them in parlays, and it becomes even more frustrating because you win the first leg of the parlay, and then you're waiting on the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers screw you. So either way, they screw you. You know, you either get fucked for a nice parlay at plus 137, plus 127 or something, or you fucking bite the bullet and you just got screwed at minus 185. It's annoying, man. I thought they had turned a corner. You know, Colorado were a good team, so it's not like it was a lock. Fuck. And another thing is, too, baseball seems to repeat itself. It really does. Like, certain pitchers just get fucked. I don't know what it is. They just do. My baseball capping's been much better this year. I'm really on top of baseball for the most part. Like I said, I lost this parlay at plus 127, but like I know a lot about like the pitchers and like who's doing who because of the DFS stuff that I do every day. And I see it all the time, man. There's these pitchers in baseball for some reason, fuck. Like Alex Wood. I think Alex Wood is pitching tomorrow too. Like Alex Wood, this motherfucker can't buy a fucking win. And he doesn't suck, but he's like in 9 starts, he doesn't have a win. Like the Dodgers never score when he pitches. Like Alex Wood will give up 2 runs and lose 2-1. Fuck. This fucking Buehler kid Fucking Bueller here. It's like the third time Bueller's pitched at home and pitched his ass off and fucking not got a win or lost the game. He came into tonight, Bueller, at home. He had 3 starts at Dodger Stadium. He was 0-1 with like a 0.64 earned run average and a fucking like razor thin whip. And once again tonight, the kid gives up 2-3 hits and he fucking ends up on the wrong end of the game. He doesn't get the loss, but he doesn't get the fucking win. And then the Dodgers, like, fuck the Dodgers, man. You guys, it's fucking frustrating, man. You're a fucking frustrating team. I bitch about the fucking, I bitch about Andy Dalton, man. The Dodgers cost me a lot of money over the years. Like, yeah, it's starting to add up, but. Fucking underachieving motherfuckers, man. That's what, you know, really. Gonna go to the fucking Playboy Mansion now after the game and shit. Gonna go fucking like James Harden and shit. These fucking players, man. Drives me crazy. Fucking. So what is it? Alex Wood pitching tomorrow? I bet you it is. I think it is. They don't have a lineup yet because of the game just ended. Probable pitchers. No, it's Kenta Maeda. It's Kenta Maeda against Kyle Freeland. That's the thing. The Dodgers will be favored again. Fuck, like. Right, the Dodgers just lost right now at minus 180. So add another minus 185 fucking bucks, you're down. We'll add it to this. Like, this is how much money the Dodgers have fucking burnt this year, guys. It's fucking obscene, man. Like, I only put them in parlays, and like I said, they're going to get hot, but holy shit. Like, they're by far the biggest money burners in MLB. Like, if you bet every Dodger game this year, guys, you're down $2,500. They are fucking down right now, 23 fucking units, man. Like, if you're $100 better, if you bet $100 on every Dodgers game, you are down $2,500. To be exact, the exact number is actually, I got to add tonight's 185. 135 plus 80. Holy fuck. You're down $2,515. Like, that's money burner, man. Like, no one's even close. Nobody's even close. Yeah, you Darvish fucked us over hard. At least he sucks now. Like, it's not even close. Like, you know, put it in context. Like, who's the worst team in baseball? The worst team in baseball, the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago White Sox are the worst team in baseball. And if you bet every White Sox game, you're down $1,500. Yet if you bet every Dodger game, you're down $2,500. The most profitable team in baseball, the best team to bet on baseball this year have been the Atlanta Braves. You're up 12 units if you're betting on the Braves. The Milwaukee Brewers are also right there at 12. Me and Cam, I always tell you guys about the Brewers this. The Brewers are a good team that, like, I'm talking if you want, you're blindly betting on a team, basically. And baseball is sort of a sport you can get away with this because of the law of averages, but depends on the team. Like, I always talk about this. Like, a great example. Like, listen, guys, the Cleveland Indians are an overrated fucking team. All right? The Cleveland Indians are like the Dodgers of the American League. The Cleveland Indians are 22-23 right now. All right, they're 22-23. They're one game under 500 coming into tonight, whatever. I don't have the updated standing here. So 22-23. My point is, they're down $1,200 fucking dollars on the year, the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Indians are pretty much favored every fucking night. You know, they weren't against Houston, but for the most part, the Cleveland Indians are pretty big favorites because they have good pitchers. You know, Kluber's always a -240 favorite. Carrasco's usually a big favorite. You know, they've got guys, even Bauer's a favorite. The Indians are like the number for the Indians. You know, they're money burners because you got to lay prices all the time, and they don't win all the time. Like, you know, if you just blindly bet against the Cleveland Indians every day and just had the leap of faith and said, all right, I know they're good and whatever, but just bet against them, you'd be up $1,200 right now, betting $100 a game. You know, like the Cleveland Indians. So where I'm going with this, so you look at the Cleveland Indians, they're 22-23, but they're -$1,200 on the year at $100 bettors. They're -$1,200, $100 better on the year. They're 22-23. The Milwaukee Brewers are up to $1,200. They're 29-19. But let me get a team that's like the same example here. All right, Colorado Rockies, 25-22. All right, look, San Francisco Giants, 24-24. Let's use that. They're 24-24. You're up $300 if you bet every San Francisco game so far this year. And Milwaukee are actually fucking just killing it. I remember Milwaukee were only like 2 or 3 games over 500, and they were up like 8 units. Where I'm going with this is public perception of teams fucking matters when it comes to the line. All right? Like Cleveland are always fucking favorites. They're big favorites all the fucking time. I don't know why. The fucking sportsbooks love them. They're always this trendy baseball geek team, Cleveland, even though they're kind of underachievers. So the Milwaukee Brewers, the Brewers are either like fucking +105, -105 on the road. And when the Brewers play at home, they're never really more than fucking -150 favorites. Right? So you can bet the Brewers every day and not get in trouble. And they're up. They're 29-19. They've won 10 games more than they've lost. You're up $1,200. You know, you bet on the Dodgers every day, you get into fucking trouble fast and you're getting your legs broken. Like, you know, you're out there fucking as a hooker on the corner. You know, you bet on the Cleveland Indians every game, you're in fucking trouble. You need to identify the sort of mid-market teams that the public doesn't really bet on all that much, but they win a lot. Or they just play 500 baseball, but they're underdogs all the time. You know, Oakland Athletics are a perfect example of this. The Oakland Athletics are 25-22. All right? The Oakland Athletics are only fucking 3 games over 500, yet you're up $639. Same with the Athletics. Oakland are either always going to be an underdog on the road. Like, have Oakland ever been a fucking road favorite this year? Unless they were in Chicago to play the White Sox, no. You know, even if they go to Texas, it'll be a pick 'em, essentially. So Oakland are always going to be fucking underdogs on the road. And when the Oakland A's play at home, they're never going to be big favorites. They're the Oakland A's. Nobody even knows who plays on their team. You know, after Chris Davis, who can name anyone on that fucking team? Well, they just swept the Blue Jays. They just fucking scored a shitload of runs against the Jays. You know, like the Oakland Athletics are never going to be big favorites. And when they're on the road, they're always going to be on underdog. So if you just bet on every Athletic game, you're going to make money because they're a pretty good team and you're never laying juice. So when they lose, you're not down. Like tonight, the Dodgers lose. Like, holy fuck, you're down $185 if you try to win 100. Now, me personally, I don't bet like that though. Like if I'm going to bet a favorite, and I've learned my lesson this year. I'm betting these baseball favorites in parlays so I don't lose the juice. But if you're going to bet the juice, guys, don't bet 185 to win 100 and shit. Just bite the bullet, bet the $100, lay it at minus 185 and try to win $53 back to 153. It kind of sucks at the time. You're like, wow, you know, I'm only getting 153 back, but whatever. That's better off than losing 185, in my opinion. But I think if you're going to lay bigger favorites in baseball, and I don't think you should bet favorites in baseball that much. I generally don't do it that much. I will, like, if I identify a certain spot. Like tonight, I knew the pitcher on San Diego was a gas can, and he was. Fuck. Erlin, well, was. That was because of my DFS stuff. Look, I told people today on the radio show that Mark Reynolds was going to go off tonight against this Erlin guy. He did, fuck. He had 3 fucking runs scored, 3 hits, 2 home runs, and 2 RBIs. I told people that Bryce Harper, who was fucking 1 for 10 over the weekend with 5 strikeouts, was going to break loose tonight against Erlin. That he was 4 for 4 in his career against this guy. Boom. 1 run scored, 2 hits, a double, and a home run with 2 RBI and 1 walk for Bryce Harper. You can identify pitching and hitting matchups. A lot of people look at the pitchers and shit, but you got to dig deeper in the pitcher and look, all right, how does the pitcher do against guys on a team? And oftentimes, like I said, my fantasy DFS stuff, and I'm telling you this, guys, for football too. I'm going to talk about this at the IFBC, actually. What the hell's going on in the fucking wrestling here? Why are there a bunch of dudes dressed as women? Bobby Lashley and shit. I don't know what's going on here. So, yeah, I was going to say, so, like for the IFBC, I'm going to talk about that. And I'm telling you guys, even if you're not a fantasy guy, even if you're not a fantasy guy and you're like, I don't really care about fantasy sports, I bet on sports. Yet most people, I don't know how many of you play fantasy football. I'm sure quite a few. I think the number was like 70% of people that play fucking fantasy sports have bet on football before. But, you know, fantasy sports has changed recently, right? I mean, you know, it's not season-long shit and all that too much anymore. Everything's daily, you know, fantasy props, daily, you know, contests, etc. I got to check your WNBA picks out, Rich Banks. I used to bet WNBA, but I don't. I haven't bet it this year yet. I'm trying to stay away from fringe shit, but good for you that you're winning. Exactly. So that's what I was going to say, Darcy Kretschmer and Andrew Jamison. I told the story about this years ago. Like, you know, many years ago, I used to play fantasy baseball online in Yahoo leagues and shit. And I always liked it. I've always been a baseball stat guy as a kid and shit. But I was more of a degenerate gambler, right? And I had enough problems in my life. I wasn't worried about fantasy sports. So it was basically, I was on the Team 990 in Montreal at the time. That's when I clued in that fantasy, this shit was helpful. That I guess it was probably about 2003, 2002, 2003 type shit, 2004, 2003. I used to get like Pro Football Weekly magazine sent to me for free, like football previews and shit, because I had the guys on my radio show. And they sent me a Pro Football Weekly fantasy football preview. And I already went through the NFL one, and I didn't read the fantasy one for like a week or something. You know, I got it, and I was like, whatever. I looked at it. I read the real preview, and the fantasy one sat there. But one day I was like, whatever. I'll fucking, you know, smoke it one. Let me flick through this thing. So I open it up. And, you know, there's like quarterback preview. And they're like, yeah, this quarterback threw for this many yards last year, but, you know, because he played this caliber of defense, but this wide receiver's gone now. And, you know, he actually regressed if you look between the stats. And it was a completely different thing as opposed to a normal preview where it's like, wow, the quarterback threw 32 touchdowns last year, 12 interceptions. You know, like fantasy guys know about regression and shit. right? And I was, I started to read it. I was like, holy fuck, it's pretty good detailed information about the quarterbacks. And then I read like running backs, and I'm like, holy fuck. And then it's only logical that it's sort of like George Costanza said about being comfortable. If they're comfortable, they feel better, they'll play better. More knowledge can't hurt when you're betting. So then I started going by position. And obviously then from a fantasy perspective, if you know who's going to do well in fantasy, then not always, but it's going to help you know who's going to win the game as well. I've said it time and time again. Even if you're not a fantasy football nut and you're like, fuck that fantasy geek shit. If you bet on football, do yourself a favor and listen to some fantasy football talk with me and buy a magazine. I'm telling you, like, I'm not even so like this, specific magazine, whatever. Pick up a couple, just whatever, man. Spend the fucking $10 on a magazine, guys. You're in a store. Hey, fantasy football preview, fucking Lindy's, fucking Athlons, fucking whoever, fuck. Pick it up and just sort of read it. And if you know what, this running back sucks. This running back's about to break out. Fantasy sleeper. No one knows about this guy. He's going to be the fucking starting running back. More knowledge will help. You're just capping these teams. You're capping stats. You're capping trends. But you can actually handicap matchups that'll really help you win. Sean Crane, you know what? A lot exactly, Ty Rich. A lot of sports books are starting to pop that stuff up, to be honest, right now. With the football props and other fantasy matchups. Like I know Bookmaker does it. A lot of books do it. So basically, yeah, it'll be like, all right, so Monday Night Football, you could bet the prop. Who will have more fantasy points? Cam Newton or fucking Tom Brady? Whoever quarterback or what running back will have more fantasy points. A lot of books are doing that now. Las Vegas, you can bet that now too. You couldn't do it a couple of years ago in Vegas. Vegas always shunned fantasy until they realized, holy fuck, we're missing out on a big opportunity here. So now Vegas is sort of starting to embrace fantasy a bit, but not too much. And that's the whole thing. Everyone likes online and shit, but I personally like the magazines. I still like the old school magazines for this stuff. I can reference it, go back to it. I don't want Phil Steele or Mark Lawrence's fucking shit online. I want it fucking in my hand. Every time I want to, Georgia Bulldogs. You know what I mean? How many freshmen do they have playing linebacker this year? I need to fucking look for a second. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? That's what I like about Phil Steele's magazine. Before I place a bet, I can think, fuck, did the fucking New Mexico State lose all their secondaries? That kid's still there. You know what I mean? Oh, let me just look on page 318, New Mexico State. All right, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Fuck, he did leave. He's gone. Fuck, Oh, without fantasy football, fucking gambling, the NFL's nothing. The only thing is, yeah, I can print the online stuff. Yeah, that costs money for paper. Why don't I just buy the magazine, Jazz? Support the company. The thing is, though, guys, there's a fine line between this. Like, I find a lot of guys now, they get too complicated with the stats. And They spend too much time with charts and shit like this instead of just giving you a winner. You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of stuff where it's like, well, this team does this and this team does that. It's like, yeah, you know, I already kind of knew that, fuck, you know? Settle down, Jazz. Real football fans want the magazine. Listen, exactly, Master. Sports is still human, right? Sports is still an emotional, you know, it's still, sports are still an emotional, humanistic thing. That a great example is Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp steps on the wrong side, right? That's, you can't, no one can cap that. You can't predict that. There's human element to this shit. Yet at the same point in time, numbers can help you make a more educated decision, right? Gambling is hard. Winning is hard. Life is hard. More knowledge is anything. We were just talking about it. I know I hate to use the cliche, but there's a reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I've never learned anything fucking running my mouth, fucking talking. You know, you learn listening. And, you know, people don't realize too, like they won't listen to other things because they're like, well, what do I care about classical music? Why would I listen to this guy? Man, when I listen, I see Pavarotti on TV. I used to watch those Charlie Rose interviews all the time. You know, I want to know what makes someone great in whatever field they're doing because there's always a common pattern. It's not the business or the trade or the sport that they play. It's the mentality that a winner and a champion has. You'll always hear successful people. You'll always find successful people. You'll always find successful people say, you know, like you'll see an interview or something, like on Larry King or one of these shows, like you'll see an interview with like some fucking mega mogul or like some billionaire or whatever. And they'll be like, what's the last book you read? It'll never be some fantasy shit. They always say the same thing. I'm reading fucking Phil Jackson's Key to Success. I'm reading, you know, Elon Musk's fucking vision of, you know what I mean? They all read about other successful people. Like successful people want to learn. Jackasses are the ones that think they know it all already. You know what I mean? Like you want to know about something. You know, you learn something about something that has nothing to do with sports. It might help you win in sports. That's what I'm telling you. The knowledge you learn, you don't know how it's going to help you. You just need to know it. And Drew Dinkmeyer today, we were talking with this Drew Dinkmeyer guy who, guys, he's won DraftKings twice, 2 times $1 million. All right. So he obviously knows, and he's talking about how he plays 150 lineups a night and stuff. And, you know, he was just talking about, I asked him because I'm in the fantasy world and I always hear about these optimizers and projections and computers. And there are. So basically there's a ranking every night for each position. And, you know, it'll tell you, fuck, the computer says, yeah, this guy might be this price, but he's actually the best value pick of the night. And you got to sort of follow the computer. Like a lot of these math guys will just fucking blindly follow the computer, saying the computer knows better than I do. So I'm going to go with the computer optimizer. But like Drew Dinkmeyer said today, he goes, even with the computer optimizer, he goes, it's sort of like the lottery. He goes, there are so many different combinations, right? Like even if you have a computer optimizer telling you, okay, this quarterback is probably the best fantasy pick, and this running back is probably the best fantasy pick. You know, there are so many different options that the computer's not always going to be the number one ranking. Like, oh, the computer said number one, number one, number one, number one. It might be the guy that's the 6th best fucking guy on that computer ranking. So, like Dick Myers said, I said, so do you blindly just trust the data, or do you go with your eyeball? And he goes, I fucking crunch the data and look at the data and then use my gut instinct with the data. So he's not like saying, fuck the data. I don't need data. I've been capping it. I've been doing this. He's like, no, I use the data. I look at what the computer says, and then I make my decision sort of off of that. No, we didn't ask him specifically how much he bets per day, how much he plays per day. Hey, you should call in our show sometime, Massler, on the Fantasy Network, and we'll talk about it. Share your thoughts on this stuff. Dinkmeyer said today, Darcy, that he plays. I asked him how many like baseball lineups are you playing right now on a nightly basis, and he said 150. Yeah, the Dinkmeyer segment today was really smart. Like, he's a millionaire telling, he was sharing it. And he basically said you can't beat him at fantasy. Like, don't even bother trying. And he's right. He basically stated, stay away from those big shark contests and shit. You're not going to win. That it's all him and a few other people that have all the entries. The guy's playing 150 entries a night. He says he doesn't play in any contest that's less than $5. Now, I know when it comes to football, they play 500 lineups. So you're competing with a guy that has 500 lottery combinations. Like I said, man, football guys, I spend like fucking 8 hours in 2 days, and I'm racking my brain for those shit, man. And I'm going up against these motherfucking math wizards that fucking, are playing 500 lineups and shit. Well, I'm going to sound like I'm fucking selling shit, but I'm not here, Pick Machine, but you asked about it. But dailyroto.com. I didn't bring this up at all. It wasn't my intention to pimp that. But dailyroto.com, Pick Machine. Use the promo code $1. You'll get it all for $1 the rest of the month, actually. You can get a feel for the optimizer and stuff. I'll be honest with you, though. It's not going to, you might win a bit with baseball with the optimizer. Football is the best one. No, Sean Crane, a contest, there's different things. A contest, Sean Crane, is like a good example. Look, like I was in a baseball contest tonight. Where did I finish? Oh, wow. Pretty impressive. I was in a contest tonight. Not that impressive. I was in a contest tonight. There was 1,783 people in the contest. I finished 189th. So I'm not a clown, like, when it comes to this shit. I'm no Drew Dinkmeyer, but I'm just a fucking schmuck that's fucking can't win. You know what I mean? Yeah, I fucking double my money. Good for me. Yeah, that's what Drew Dinkmeyer warned us today. He goes, guys, fucking don't even bother like trying to win that fucking $200,000. Like, set your sights on the fucking $800 fucking contest. And because he's basically saying he doesn't waste his time with those. Not just him, but the other guys. It's no secret. Look, the owners of the Fantasy Sports Network have me reading a promo to pimp fucking mybookie.ag, who fucking in a promo it says, Stop playing fantasy sports. You're getting fucked. 90% of people win every contest. Like that the same guys win all the time. So this is not bad for me for baseball. Look, I played against 1,700 baseball nerds and I finished 189th. I had some good picks tonight. I took Mark Reynolds that only 11% of people owned. Bryce Harper was only owned by 14%. He had 23 points. Mark Reynolds owned by 11%, 33. See, that's pretty good, but my other players weren't good enough. That's the thing that's frustrating in this shit. I got a fucking gem. Like, no one fucking took Mark Reynolds, man. Like, that was 100% my pick. Fuck. Yeah, no one was pimping Mark Reynolds. I didn't copy it from anybody. That was 100% my pick. You know, great pick. 33 fucking points. He's a nobody, Mark Reynolds. I fucking knew he was going to have a big night, but whatever. Fuck. What did I win? Yeah, with one lineup. One lineup, Sean Crane. That's all I played tonight. One lineup, and I finished 108th. We crushed it in the golf fucking DFS this weekend, but we just, because we had that Aaron Wise kid who won. My NASCAR DFS isn't bad. We'll start giving DFS picks on Fridays for the weekends and shit. My NASCAR picks aren't bad, but without a doubt, my best DFS stuff is football. I'm not bad. I'm not bad at football. No, Sean Crane, because this contest I entered was $1 to enter. I'm not fucking going to lose fucking $50 a night betting this shit. I put $1 in a baseball contest, fuck. And if I won, I would have won fucking $3,000. I didn't win. Instead, I got fucking $2 back. I doubled my money. But it's like Tony Sincata says, because I used to get pissed at that. I was like, man, Tony, I put $25 in. I got $50 back. He's like, dude, if you were betting sports, you'd be happy about that, wouldn't you be? Like the way it is now, like I got fucking, you know, I get to play for free tomorrow, you know? But what it is, Sean, so you have contests. You have contests where there's like prizes. You got to come in the top whatever, you know what I mean? There's different levels for each number 1, top 10 and all that. But where you can make money, guys, is you do the double up. And it's pretty cool. So basically the double up contest is good. And the Sharks are in it a bit, but they can only enter at once. So the double up is good. So basically, let's say there's 2,000 people in the double up contest. All you need to do is come in the top 1,000 and you double your money. So you don't have to worry about fucking beating fucking everybody. You don't have to worry about fucking some jackass fucking that's perfect every night. You just got to come in the top 50%. And look, like a good example is tonight, I just played with 1,700 people. I finished in the top 200, right? Like I can come in the top 50%. And I've built up DraftKings account before. Like I started with fucking $75 in DraftKings. I built it up to like fucking $2,800 once. Like just from like these contests and shit, like doubling it up. But I used to play like the $100 double up. I'm a degenerate though, so I enjoy it, and I don't fear them in the football season. So during NFL Sunday, I will play a head to head for fucking $200 against someone and shit. Like one guy, like bring it on. You can do that too. You can just say, all right, I'm going to play one guy head to head, $200. Like there's all different levels. There are some real nut jobs though, guys. Like these big fantasy guys like Dinkmeyer and shit. Like Dinkmeyer's entering the fucking $1,500 contest and stuff. Like look, tomorrow, the lobby here. The big contests aren't open yet. Oh, look at this one. $444. Oh, here it is. So yeah. So this is what these guys do. So look, tomorrow. This is for the golf. This is for the golf. So basically, it costs $1,500 to enter this contest. It costs $1,500 to win the contest. There's only going to be 6 people in it. So there's 6 people in the contest. You put $1,500 in. If you win, you get $6,000. If you finish in second place, you get $2,500. If you finish in third, fourth, or fifth, or sixth, you get jack shit. See, like there's high stakes shit in this world. It's not just all little tournaments and shit. Like there are guys that play this shit every night, man. Like, you know, they're like, fuck it, I'll put 1,500 in to win 6 times. I'll beat these other 4 guys. I'll come in the top fucking, you know. The only thing is, obviously, somebody that just entered $1,500 in a fucking 6-man fucking head-to-head, they obviously know what they're doing. Yeah, it's like Sean Crane, like DraftKings, like a sports book. You know what I mean? They're keeping 10% of the fucking handle. So exactly, like you, and they even keep it more, actually. I'm not pimping DraftKings. I'm not a huge DraftKings fan or anything. DraftKings is the biggest name in fantasy, but it's not necessarily the best place to play, you know? Yes, Drew Dinkmeyer, that's all he does is play fantasy sports for a living. He's won millions of dollars, fuck. I would suggest FanDuel and DraftKings, Sean Crane. Those are the 2 ones. You poke around, you'll get some free entries and shit like that. I've got one actually. If you go over to Drafters, if you guys want, you go over to drafters.com. You can get a free promo code. Use Sports Rage. We'll pimp that out on Twitter. Who's going to win the Grey Cup? I don't know, dude. It's a little early to ask who's going to win the Grey Cup. CFL's a crazy league like that. I think the Argos could repeat. No, you know what it is with DraftKings, David Mangler. DraftKings is very successful. DraftKings is very successful. But the problem is DraftKings is sort of like Uber. You know what I mean? Like DraftKings spent a lot of money in legal cost and a lot of money advertising. And you notice DraftKings never advertise on TV anymore, right? Like they can't afford it. Fuck. They spent all this money advertising and they didn't get enough customers back in return to do it. So now they're just sort of, you know, they spend less money now, so they're more successful now, but they put themselves in a big hole. Fuck. I think the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are a dangerous team this year. Yes, Johnny Manziel, Bet Online. Go over to betonline.com. Use SBR's page here, Sportsbook Review. Get the credit. You sign up over at Bet Online because they've got they got Johnny Manziel props. I think one of the props is will Johnny Manziel starts over under 7.5 games with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I say over. That's another thing too, Darcy Kretchen. I think a lot of people got suckered in earlier in the DFS world, and become a millionaire in football, and you're just an average guy. Root for your team, and I think people. You're right. It took people a couple of years. People are pretty negative towards DFS sites now, to be honest, because of that. They're like, fuck that, fuck, man. It's fucking Dinkmeyer wins all the time, and fucking same guys are gonna win. Fucking, they keep fucking 14%. Fucking pain in the ass, get paid. Like, there's a lot of negativity about it. Seems like WWE got a lot of drafters, Sean Craig. You go to Drafters. Drafters is a smaller fantasy site. There's not as many guys on it, but there's head-to-head contests. It's a cool, like, live draft shit. So it's a fun format. You can actually win money there because guys like Dinkmeyer aren't there. Don't worry, guys. There'll be a lot of CFL talk on the show. We'll have a lot of CFL talk. I'm going to be taking the CFL seriously this year. I'm all business for the CFL. We're giving you guys a little bonus. I haven't slept. My voice is shot, but we're a machine. We're giving you a little bonus action here. Just because, even though my neighbors are probably stoked I'm back right now, 2 in the morning here. But, we weren't with you Friday night, but we'll wrap it up in a few minutes. What I was going to say, though, it's come full circle, guys. Now that gambling is going to be legalized, all the fantasy sites, you know who bought FanDuel? Paddy Power. What they're going to do is you're going to see the fantasy sites are going to turn into gambling sites. So it's funny, you're talking about fantasy. Fantasy football is massive, but you're going to see the new influx is gambling. And we've already been here, guys. SPR's ahead of the curve already. Yeah. You know what, Rich? I think I'll buy my neighbors a bottle of booze or something. I think I should buy them a bottle of booze for the summer. I should say exactly. I say, you know, you guys, I've been on the road and I always get complaints everywhere. I haven't got one complaint. I lived here a long time. I never got one complaint. I got a complaint once because I left my door open. I can't wait for season. I play season fantasy football leagues, log leagues. Well, that's the thing. It is like legal pot. What up, Degenerate Dean? Is it Dean that said that? No, Smell a Rock. You're right. That's the problem. That now with the gambling, all the mainstream motherfuckers, like how long before ESPN has a sports book? Fuck. Like why wouldn't they? Like I don't want to give them ideas, but I don't know. It's not my job to give them ideas, but why wouldn't ESPN just do their own sports book? Imagine like on ESPN.com, bet here, fuck. You know, like it's going to be like pot. There's going to be a few corporations going to come in here and bully everyone out of the fucking way of this. It's not going to be like the Wild West where there's going to be a million new sports books and opportunities for everyone. And it's not going to be like that. It's going to be the opposite, fuck. Hey, for me, fantasy sports is just another way of betting. Am I on Golden State tomorrow? Yeah, I think they win again tomorrow. Houston will be better, though. I think tomorrow we could have a shot at getting the over. I think Golden State wins tomorrow, but it'll be around the point spread. It'll be a sweat job, but I think it'll get over the number tomorrow. I think Houston will play better, but I don't know, man. James Harden's busy fucking Instagram models. I haven't locked in my pick yet, Andrew, for this game. I'm not trying to dodge it. I lean Golden State in the over, though. Golden State's going to win the game outright. All right, so we'll wrap it up with a story. We talked about a bit today, but we didn't finish it off. Jazz is here right now. Ty Rich is here. Where's our boy Andy? Obviously, us owning a racehorse was a disaster. Us owning a racehorse was a fucking disaster. And we lost a lot of money in it. There's no sugarcoating it. So basically now what we ended up with is basically next to motherfucking nothing, and it's almost pointless to split up at this point. So we haven't made a final decision yet, but we're thinking of just taking the fucking money that we have remaining and putting it all on the Golden State Warriors to win the title. The Golden State Warriors to win the title right now are minus 350. I don't even want to say the number that it gets us back here still. Babano chickened out last year with our CFL fantasy league. I have a CFL season-long fantasy league, and Babano chickened out. Mick Ossie actually won the league. Fuck, he did. I think we're better off. We're not going to play it. We don't play it on a nightly basis. We're not going to play. We're not going to gamble it on a nightly basis. I've done this before. It doesn't work. But I think if we go the future route, I'm seeing minus 350 right now. We go all in with what we got from the horse, and we put it all on Golden State to win. We don't have to think about this for fucking 3 or 4 weeks. And then we take it from there. I think that's our best recourse. Yeah, Golden State's going to win the game, Observer. I'm not sure about the Nationals. They should. No, tomorrow's game. No. Oh, yeah. We're not. Yeah, that's what we'll do. The only thing is, fuck, the odds are going to change if we don't do this by tomorrow. Fuck. They're not even going to sell me fucking they're not even going to sell me that much fucking cards. The guy taught me out at 1,000 before. He said, "Oh, I'm not allowed to sell you more than $1,000 in these cards." I was like, "Really?" I had to go to a second store, fuck. And the second store was shady. I had to go to a store in a fucking shady part of Toronto, and the guys fucking look at me all suspicious. I walk in there, I'm like, "Listen, I need a $750 pay safe fucking card now." He's like, "Oh, how are you paying?" It's like a big deal and shit. So it's a pay safe card for Bet365. Fucking depressing. Whatever. We're going to salvage this, fuck, by hell or high water, fuck. We're going to put it on the Warriors, and we'll take it from there. And then we'll put it all on fucking we'll put it all on fucking Germany after win the World Cup. Fucking 5-1. We'll be right back. We can do this. We just need to hit Golden State. It'll give us a fucking couple of weeks to decompress here. We'll hit Golden State, and then we'll attack again, and we'll get that up there. We'll get it up there. I don't have a parlay yet, Observer. I'm not big on overnight picks. I'm tired as fuck. I capped today's games. I put hours into this shit. So I'm not going to throw a pick out there and then someone says, "Oh, I lost because he told me to take this tomorrow." We were just talking about it. I need to go through all the data and the research. Look here, a public parlay here. This should win too. Boston Red Sox have Chris Sale on the hill against Tampa. Feria hasn't been that good. You take the Boston Red Sox and the Golden State Warriors tomorrow. It's minus 133. There, you want a parlay? There's the parlay. What up, Ghoster? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, Red Sox. Red Sox Warriors money line parlay minus 133. There's our overnight play of the night for you. And the good thing about that is, too, the Red Sox, you'll know before the Warrior game starts how the Red Sox are doing. Tonight I hit a 3-team banger, actually, a couple of them. I hit that Proline ticket here. I hit this one, but I hit it online, too. I took this parlay online, and it paid much better than this. All right, so tune in tomorrow, guys. Tune in tomorrow to SBR all day long. There'll be a ton of winners and great videos and entertaining content. Check out the SBR rating guide. You can pick out a sports book that's right for you. SBR rating guide. Check out all the SBR content throughout the day. Tomorrow, we'll be on tomorrow afternoon on the radio. I'll be back with you here tomorrow night. Big Man on Campus will be with us on the radio tomorrow. Yeah, some smart talk here this evening. We showed our smart talk, our smart side here. Thank you. Thank you, Darcy Kretche. Thanks, Smeller Rock. Thanks, Sean Crane. Thanks, Ty Rich. Thanks, Mangler, Darcy. Everyone else I don't see in the chat here. Jazz. Nick Papa Giorgio, Ty Rich, Rod Garrison. What's up, Rod? Good to see you, Rod. Don't forget, guys. So what's up, Andrew Zallis? Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Andrew Jameson. Yeah, don't forget, guys. We'll see you. Come down to the SBR, man, in Vegas. College football is going to be going on. We'll get wasted in Vegas and watch college football. As the late, great Ted Teven used to say, we've run out of racetrack. Literally and motherfucking figuratively, Ted. We miss you, buddy. Yeah, we've run out of racetrack. Other than that, you're on your own. Later.